Well, I guess we've all realized, we've all found out what won out in the polls. Because I put up a poll last night. Well, technically 18 hours ago, and the idea was to pool together some ideas about what people would like to see for today's session on a Saturday. And what I put up was Genshin Impact after not playing for an entire year, more Stellar Blade, reading various manga that I don't cover, your suggestions on that, and then other. And with a grand total of 22 votes from people who took part, reading various manga that I don't cover, won at 41%, with Genshin Impact returning after an entire year, runner-up with 27%, more Stellar Blade at 23%, and then other at 9%. So, basically what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be checking out a couple of manga that I don't cover on this channel. So, let's go ahead and begin, shall we? Yo, peoples! Kyushu92 here, and welcome to, well, Viewers Poll, where I'm going to start calling these now. If I make a poll and I do something based off of what gets voted on the most, then the session will be called Viewers Poll to coincide with the fact that you guys chose what I get to do today. So, Viewers Poll, reading various manga that I don't cover. Now, currently, the only manga that I cover on my channel is One Piece, My Hero Academia, One Punch Man, Jujutsu Kaisen, Dragon Ball Super, and I think that's basically it. One Piece, My Hero Academia, Jujutsu Kaisen, Dragon Ball Super, One Punch Man. Yeah, I think that basically covers all of the series that I kind of cover on this channel, manga-wise. Other side of that is manhwas, which is currently the beginning after the end, and I do that every Friday. But there are some manga that I don't cover at all, which I have been asked to look into. Some people have asked me to add that to my list of manga to react to, and I couldn't find the time, or it was in a place where I was already trying to do a series at the moment, and I didn't want to bog myself down too much by reading a whole bunch of things at once, because I wanted to have just a little bit extra freedom to do what I wanted outside of reading manga and, of course, playing video games for you guys. So, amongst all the manga that I have been asked to read and check out, Kaiju number 8 was among them, and I got their pages up from Viz. All of these I'm going to be reading from Viz unless you guys have some other manga you guys want me to check out at the moment. But the first one that was suggested to me was by one of my very own members, Ravi. Good to see you. He may not be here right now, but I just wanted to acknowledge him. Kaiju number 8. And I've seen this. I've seen like the previews from the anime, but I have absolutely no idea what this series is about. So that'll be one of the series that we cover today. Amongst the other ones I wanted to cover was, aside from Kaiju number 8, was Undead Unluck, Spy Family, and I think the other one was Mashle. Yeah, that was the other one that I wanted to cover. Now, mind you, I've been watching the anime, but I don't mind reading the manga again just to get myself a little bit of a refresher, because I've just been watching the episodes, and I still need to check and see if there's any new episodes out or not. But I'll check on that later. But those are going to be some of the manga that we check out. At least, if not like the first 2 chapters of each, then at least the first chapter of each. So, let's get started with the first one. Kaiju Zero. Kaiju number 8. And currently, this thing has 106.1 chapters. So even if I wanted to do a series on this, it probably wouldn't take me long to catch up. So let's check out chapter 1 of Kaiju number 8. And we don't get like a title of it quite yet. The land of Kaiju, Japan. The nation with the highest monster emergence rates in the world. We repeat! A kaiju has emerged in Kanagawa Prefecture in the city of Yokohama. We advise all residents in the vicinity to seek safety immediately. And it shows this gigantic kaiju. It looks like a I want to say a bearded lizard, but it's, gigantic. And then blood starts pulling out of its eyes, and its eyes roll up in his head, and it just rolls, and it just falls forward. Kaiju number 8, Chapter 1, by Naoya Matsumoto. Fortitude is level 6. There is no threat of an emergence-induced tsunami occurring. We advise all residents in the vicinity to seek safety Oh, this just in. It appears that the kaiju has been neutralized. And it shows this gigantic kaiju with its back below. I gotta be very careful how I phrase this. With its whole back exposed, spine exposed. And it looks like there was an explosion that just... I gotta be careful. It looks like something detonated on this thing's back, or it just destroyed it completely. And there's someone standing in front of this creature while its eyes are twitching as it's laying bleeding basically everywhere. Whatever hit this thing killed it immediately. Its spine is shattered in numerous places. Its organs are just jumbled all together. It's dead. And then we got some dude eating a sandwich watching this with some binoculars. Yeesh. They made one heck of a mess. This one's gonna be overtime for sure. And it's this guy sitting on top of a van with a whole group of people who are watching this go on. All right, let's get to it. Yes, sir. And it shows the same person who was in front of this kaiju. She's walking through the streets, and there's some others around here, and they're all waving to the public, and they're all cheering and clapping hands. And we get some more overhead announcements. Like we get more of this newscaster saying, the members of the 3rd Division have been met with a standing ovation from the citizens after their successful kaiju neutralization. Yes, we repeat, the kaiju that emerged today has been neutralized. To those in the afflicted area, please be on the lookout for Yoju, residual kaiju. We repeat. And then we see something splatter on the face, on this, I want to say the mask of this individual. They got hazmat suits on. It's hazmat suit. It's just blood splattering on the hazmat suit. And we got this dude that we saw eating a sandwich with the binoculars. No good. The bone's too tough to cut through. Gonna need the heat chainsaw over here. Kafka Hibino, age 32. Hey, he's my age. Holster, yo! What you reading? Oh, is this Kaiju number 8? Yes. So, I said this at the beginning, but no one was here yet. I said this at the beginning. Due to the poll, I'm going to be reading various manga, and among the manga I will be reading today, specifically of the series that I don't cover, is Kaiju number 8. What was it? Undead Unluck, Spy Family, or Spy X Family, depending on the person you ask, and Mashle. Those will be the, hold on. I gotta refresh chat. It's not showing you speaking. Oh, it did. It did. It's just that the playback wasn't fully through. Was Kaiju number 8, Undead Unluck, Spy X Family, or Spy Family, and Mashle. If not like the first 2 chapters, then the first chapter of each. I'm checking out these series that I haven't read through before. And this one out in the poll that I put up last night. Over me playing Genshin Impact after a year. Because apparently a ton of things have been happening for that game. But getting back to this, no good. The bone's too tough to cut through. Gonna need the heat chainsaw over here. Kafka Hibino, age 32. Oh, don't lift that just yet. If you overstimulate it, it'll... And then it shows this organ being moved. And then it just splatters all over this guy. Yeah! Hey, are you alright? After the dust settles, unknown to most, a second battle begins. It spirits! Because whatever this thing was, it splattered what appears to be acid as it starts eating through this guy's hazmat suit and getting down to his leg. Over here! We need a stretcher! Quick! And then the guy gets escorted out on a gurney, because, you know, it's kind of hard to work when you have acid burns. Fresh acid burns on your knee. These 3rd Division scenes are always such a dangerous mess. Makes it hard to tell the organs apart. With no standing ovations, no thanks. Oh wait, with no standing ovations, no thanks. Yeah. We fight an unsung battle against the Kaiju. But man, oh man. They really expect us to finish this by the end of the week? Oh, I get it. So he's part of like a damage control. Like in the MCU, he's part of a crew that works to clean up Kaiju messes. Now, given the size of this Kaiju, I feel like this is going to take longer than a week to get rid of. Unless you got like hundreds upon hundreds of people helping you, I feel like cleaning up this Kaiju remain is going to take a minute. Kafka, pulse change. Got a spot that needs filling. Where, sir? Intestines. Not there! No! My condolences, bud. I've already cleared it with the higher-ups. Let's go. I heard people talk about it before, but is intestine duty really that bad? Is intestine duty really that bad? Take a sec to think about what you'll find in there, and you'll have your answer. Anyway, on the days you get intestine duty, and wow, okay. And it shows Kafka with a face mask to protect him from the smell because it's kind of obvious what you would find inside of an intestine, and they're cleaning it up. Man, this is like heavy-duty chitlin cleaning. And a whole bunch of stuff is censored because we all know what he's in the middle of. People are throwing up inside of their masks. Hey, you're going to have a real problem there if you throw up in your suit. And Kafka is spraying down the intestines. But the guy is saying, anyway, on the days you get intestine duty, you can kiss your appetite goodbye for a while. And there's so much being cleaned up, and then it cuts to later. Ravi! 2 of each chapter, got it. That answers my question of how this stream was going to be structured. Cleanup crew, pretty much. Yep. But yeah, Ravi, good to see you. We are checking out the first 2 chapters of Kaiju number 8. And Kafka's back at his house, and he lays in bed. Gah, I'm friggin' beat. I can still smell it. Ugh. Today's feature is on the 3rd Division. The Defense Forces 3rd Division successfully neutralized today's Kaiju threat. Today's? And the person responsible for bringing these troops together is none other than Mino Ashido. At the young age of 27, she has already neutralized hundreds of Kaiju. With skills rivaled only by her looks, there's no doubt why she's one of the most popular captains currently in service, and regarded as a shoo-in for future Corps commander. And we get what looks to be like a flashback image of Kafka standing with someone. And this girl that's standing next to him goes, with tears in her eyes, goes, "Let's wipe out the Kaiju together." And then it cuts back to Kafka, who's smoking and drinking some beer. Really think that those are bad mixes. How'd I wind up on this side of things? And then Kafka is thinking, and then he starts rolling over in his bed going, just don't think about it. Cleanup is an important public service. I get to live in a nice apartment and eat what I want. That should be good enough, dang it. And he's saying he gets to eat what he wants, but you see like a whole bunch of beer on one side and a whole bunch of instant ramen on the other. And then the day passes, and we cut to professional Kaiju cleaning company, Monster Sweeper Incorporated. Ugh, my head. This hangover is killing me. Dang it, I blame that special feature on Tonight on TV last night. Good morning, There you are! Hey, Kafka, come here! Oh, there you are! Hey, Kafka, come here! And it's this one shaggy-headed dude with a mustache beard combo going, We got a new part-timer today. Says he's trying to join the defense force. Reno Ichikawa, age 18. This guy here tried to join once upon a time. Granted, he ended up calling it quits and became a permanent fixture around here. But still, just shoot me already. Come on, Toku, you're making it awkward for the kid too. How come? You gave up. Can I ask why, sir? And then Kafka gets quiet. Well, I gave it my all, but I guess you could say the competition's pretty stiff. Everyone's got a limit, you know, and I kind of crash right into mine. You'll get what I mean when you get a little old. Get a little old. I'll never understand, sir. I'm not the type to give up. So for as long as I live, I will never understand, sir. Reno gets like really, really, really serious from this response. Not that I would want to understand either. I'm going to get suited up. And Reno slams the door behind him. Here I thought the two of you would hit it off. That's so unfair. No matter how I respond, I'll come out looking pathetic. Is giving up really that bad? All right, let's get to it. And then it cuts to Kafka and the rest of his crew preparing to get to work. And he's being told, and everyone's being told what they're going to be doing for the next bit of cleanup. Toku and his guys will team up with the folks from Ida Cleaners to strip the arms. Per the contract, the least damaged muscle fibers are to be turned over to the Takatsuki? Yeah, will be turned over to Takatsuki Development. Mitsuike? Yeah. Mitsuike's team will continue skeletal cleanup with any intact bones going to Izumo Tech. Right. Gotcha. Yoshimaru's team will tear down the legs, which will then be scrapped. Roger. Newbie, you're in intestines. Follow me. Yes, sir. Oh yeah, serves you right, punk. And this is Kafka, trying to silently make fun of Reno. You're in intestines too, Kafka. Come along. Me too! For 2 straight days, sir? For 2 days straight, sir? What can I say? You're good at intestine work. Dang it all, fine! Let me at it! He always rises to the occasion in the end. If only he had found his footing, he probably would have made a fine division officer. Though for my sake, I'm glad he didn't. Wow, so this dude is, interesting. And then it cuts to lunchtime, where it shows Reno kind of wobbling and reeling from doing intestine duty. He's reeling from intestine duty with Kafka kind of laughing at him. Oh yeah, he's definitely feeling it. But so am I. So even though he's making fun of Reno, this is not it's not enough to keep Kafka from remembering that he still had to endure that mess as well. And then Kafka, sorry, it's a lot of burps. And then Kafka looks over at Reno, who hasn't even opened up his bento lunch. Huh? Hey, that lunchbox is the only food you brought, right? You're not gonna eat it? I've kind of lost my appetite, sir. Yeah, I bet. And then, Kafka has a bottle of supercharged vitamins, in his hands, and he tosses it at Reno. You can have it. If you don't put something in your stomach, you'll never last the afternoon. I'm fine without. You'll also want these. As Kafka hands him like nose plugs. Popping these in makes the job a lot more tolerable. No, I don't. I really don't need. Quit playing coy and plug up your nose already, come on! Stop, sir, I'm serious. This is a blatant abuse of authority. Yep, that's how we all were at first. And that's a wrap for today. Good job, everyone. we're heading out, goes some people, and Kafka staying behind. Yup, good job, fellas. Catch you later. Well, at least the foulest part is behind us. Hey, sir. And it's Reno, and he's right behind Kafka. Everyone else is left, but Reno stayed behind. Hey, Ichikawa, nice job today. What, you here to get me back for lunch? Thanks to your help, I made it through my first day on the job. I appreciate it very much. And then Kafka is taken aback by this. No prob. Well, that's it, sir. See you around. Oh, actually, one more thing. They're raising the maximum age for new recruits to 33. For the Defense Force, that is. Has something to do with the declining birth rate. I know it's your life and it's not really any of my business, but you looked pretty torn up when you were talking about how you gave up. I mean, I seriously couldn't care less, so if I got the wrong idea back there, feel free to continue your quitter lifestyle. See ya. And while Ishikawa is leaving, Kafka responds, Ichikawa. Thanks. You're a better guy than I gave you credit for. Listen, that's not the... And as he's saying this, something bursts out of the ground next to Ichikawa. And before he could even fully respond, there's a chomp sound, and I thought he got eaten. He almost gets consumed by this creature, but Kafka jumps in and grabs him. Sir, you... a Yoju? And then Ichikawa finds himself getting kicked to the side as Kafka kicks him away to keep him from being eaten by this Yoju, which has like this face of a human. The only thing is its eyes are kind of spaced out and looking in opposite direction, and it has a second pair of nostrils above its, like it has a human nose, and then it has another nose on top of that, so it's really weird. Run for it, Ichikawa! Get out of here as fast as you can! Once you're out of harm's way, send out an alert! But, sir, you'll be on your own and... You think a second person will make a difference? You're dead set on joining the division, aren't ya? What the heck will dying here prove? And then Ichikawa relents and he starts to run away. As Kafka stands his ground against this multi-armed, freakish-looking Yoju. Yeah, I'm completely screwed. And then it tries to swipe at him, and it hits him, and it kind of leaves a couple of gashes across his chest. Dang it. How did things end up like this? And then we go to the flashback where Kafka was standing with that girl. I think I have an idea of who that girl is, but I'm gonna wait until the manga itself confirms it. And this girl and Kafka are looking out at the ruins of a city that seems to have been devastated by Kaiju. Our homes, the school, all of it's been destroyed, huh, Mina? Yep. Okay, I wanted the chapter to tell me. So this is the same Mina that we saw on TV that was also in front of the Kaiju when it died. Meaning that she may have been the one who probably was the one who killed that Kaiju at the beginning of this chapter. Our homes, the schools, all of it's been destroyed, huh, Mina? Yeah. You lousy Kaiju jerks! I was so close to beating all the stages in Gurumon! That's what you're sad about? I'm sad that Miko ended up dying. Oh wait, this is Mina saying, I'm sad that Miko ended up dying. Miko? The calico, right? And they both just kind of fall to the floor and they're just sitting there silently until Mina says, well, they both say, I'm going to join the Defense Force. And they both say it at the same time, with Kafka going, Get real. What's a brat like you even talking about? You realize you're still in the grade school, right, Kafka? And then Kafka, being stubborn, goes, Okay then, we'll just see which one of us becomes the cooler officer. Let's wipe out the kaiju together. And then we come out of this flashback where the Yoju, not the kaiju, but the Yoju appears to have slammed Kafka to the ground, and it shows the impact of where its hand landed, and Kafka is kind of partially laying outside of this space, but his leg was not so lucky to get out of this unscathed. This Yoju just crushed his right leg. It wasn't supposed to end up this way. And this Yoju just starts drooling at the mouth as it opens its mouth. And Kafka, it appears like he's about to die. Until Ichikawa comes in and slams this Yoju over the head. Ah! Ichikawa, you idiot! Why did you? I sent the alert. That's not what I'm asking. If I left you here and ran away, sir, I could never join the division. And then we get some flashback. Another flashback where apparently Kafka got a rejection letter for the Defense Force, where it says, "We regret to inform you that you have not passed. Defense Force Commander Ko Shinomiya, or Shinomiya, or Shinomiya, yeah, depending on how you pronounce it. Ko Shinomiya." Dang it, dang it, dang it! I'm so powerless. I haven't changed a bit. I can't protect anything. Not my game console, not my friend's cat, not even the rookie from my job. Dang it! And as he's screaming this, the Yoju, before it can eat Ichikawa, not Ishi, Ichikawa, suddenly it is filled full of giant gaping holes all over its body in an instant. Arms, back, straight through the head. The whole thing just gets like bow, 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 all of a sudden. And its whole body then proceeds to explode afterwards. And both Ichikawa and Kafka are kind of covered in blood as the Yoju falls to the ground. And Kafka is just kind of surprised and taken aback by this. Target destroyed. There's a man down. Japanese Defense Force. Proceed with rescue. 3rd Division. And it's Mina and her squad. And oddly enough, there's a tiger behind her as well. Okay. Captain Mina Ashiro. And she's just looking at Kafka. And then there's silence, and then she looks away. Igarashi, Tagaragi, see to the wounded. The rest of you follow me. We'll sweep the area for any remaining Yoju. And she gets on top of this tiger and just leaves. And then the two men, Igarashi and Takaragi, they look after Ichikawa and Kafka. So the siren had been going off, huh? Then we cut to Yokohama Minami General Hospital, where Ichikawa and Kafka are laying in hospital beds, with Kafka with a cast over his legs. Mina is something else. That thing was the stuff of nightmares, and she took it down in seconds. She's way out of my league now. Hey, sir? As Kafka immediately rolls over to pretend like he's actually been injured or something. I'd be a dead man if you hadn't saved me today. That was really cool. Wow, such an honest moment. And then he's thinking back to what he said to Mina when they were kids. We'll just see which one of us becomes the cooler officer. I really think you should join the Defense Force. And here's something that's kind of odd. I don't know if this is an error or what. But remember how the Yoju broke and crushed Kafka's right leg? Well, we're here in the hospital, and it shows that his left leg is the one that's in the cast. I don't know if that is a mistake or if that's how it's technically supposed to be, but his left leg is in a cast, and his right leg looks fine. I really think you should join the Defense Force. I mean, it's up to you, and I couldn't care less, but And then there's a whack sound from the other side because they're separated by like a, privacy curtain in a hospital room. And there's a whack sound as Kafka goes, "You're right. I can't keep running from the truth forever. Enough is enough." "Thanks, Ichikawa. You really are a stand-up guy. I'm going to shoot for the Defense Force one more time." And as he says this, something is flying above him, and it's like this small creature with wings. And Kafka is kind of speechless as he goes, "But," and then the creature speaks. Hold on, let me raise this up so I can sit up straight with proper posture. "I found you. It's a kite." And before he can say anything, this creature flies directly into his mouth. And then he starts struggling, and Ichikawa can see the shadow of him struggling from behind the curtain, and Ichikawa moves the curtain to the side as he goes, "Sir, are your wounds acting up, or..." And then it shows Ichikawa, whose entire body has changed. His entire body has changed into like that of a creature. Whole body clad in blackish gray plating, a faceplate that is just a pure skull with horn protrusions up top, glowing eyes shrouded in black, exposed teeth around this whole mouth plate, and and indentions in the creases of his body that are also glowing this peculiar color. And Ichikawa is taken aback as he goes, "What? What?" And then Kafka looks at himself in the mirror. Well, he looks at himself in a reflection of the window, and he goes, "Ah!
Ichikawa, it's me, I'm telling you."
Hey, don't back away!"
"Hey, don't back away!"
And it shows an old man who just passes by their room, and he sees Kafka in this state, and he does not waste any time getting on the phone. And then both Ichikawa and Kafka think back to when that Yoju got completely obliterated by Mina and her team, and they go, "Uh-oh. Let's get out of here, sir!" Kaiju number 8, episode 1, The Man Who Became a Kaiju. And that is the end of the first chapter of Kaiju number 8. Interesting. Oh no, it was his left leg. You mean Kafka? Yeah, because I mean Kafka. Kafka's the one who was the only one who actually has like a broken limb. Let me read this last part and then I'll go back to it. Actually, I'll go back to it. So when the Yoju crushed Kafka's leg, the panel shows his right leg completely crushed. But when we cut to the hospital, it shows his left leg in the cast, and his right foot just laying right next to it. Now, I highly doubt if they were expecting his leg to heal that they would not put a cast on it if they still kept with that continuity. But it shows that his right leg is fine while his left leg is in the cast. For Kafka, that is. That's the end of chapter 1 for Kaiju number 8. Kaiju number 8, background information. Honju and Yoju. While the kaiju that mainly and more prominently emerge are called Honju, or main beasts, the creatures that accompany them when they emerge are called Yoju, or residual beasts. Yoju appear via many means, by traveling routes made by Honju, leeching onto Honju, being created by Honju, and more. They come in a variety of types. And that's the end of chapter 1. So let's check out chapter 2 of Kaiju number 8. And you already know that since I'm reading this, I can't just leave it like it is. I gotta check out more of it. I simply can't read this and not check out the rest of it. Chapter 2 by Naoya Matsumoto. And we cut back in time to when Kafka and Mina were kids again, and they're reading books.
Kinda scary, huh? What is? The thought of fighting a kaiju 100 times our size?
And then Kafka pats Mina on the head.
Don't you worry. When that time comes, I'll be right there by your side.
And then it shows Mina in her home while she's taking a bath. Luckily, there is a lot obscured. And she's thinking back to when she saw Kafka and just goes, liar. And then her phone goes off.
Right, sir. No, not a problem at all. I will deploy my team and have it put down.
I wonder if this call is concerning Kafka when he turned into, I guess, Kaiju in the hospital. But it also shows her there with her tiger. Where do you get a tiger? Where do you get a tiger? Just casually get a tiger! And of course, only in anime will a tiger just be completely docile and not completely wild in any way. Because there are jokers out there that be having these things as pets, and I'm like, I can't have nothing in my house that's bigger than me, with teeth bigger than me, nails bigger than me, and it eats meat, and I think, oh, this is going to be a nice, polite, wholesome, non-violent house cat. I can't. Only in anime and manga can this actually work. But then we cut back to the general hospital.
What the heck's going on with me?
And he's screaming that as this energy is he's just like standing up in this hospital room. He's standing up in this hospital room, and his whole body is just completely changed. He's incredibly muscular, but he's in this kaiju-looking state. And then Ichikawa is just looking at him just completely scared, going,
Wait, Ichikawa, it's me. I swear. Look at my face. There's got to be some trace of me left in there. No, you're completely
terrifying. And it shows the old man who just called up the defense force, or at least called up whoever gets in contact with the defense force. And he's just there. And he's just there scared. He's fallen over and he's just scared to even move, seeing Kafka this way. Oh, right. We've got to clear up this misunderstanding. Sir, flash a smile.
A smile? Oh, good idea.
Oh man, no way is that gonna work! As Kafka smiles and he looks like he wants to eat the guy. It's kind of hard to do like a friendly human smile when your face does not look human. And the old man just falls over unconscious, appearing to foam at the mouth. Yep, he's foaming at the mouth. He's unconscious, foaming at the mouth. Okay, so we have acknowledged that Kafka's kaiju smile induces the effects of Conqueror's Haki. We now know.
Hey, old-timer, are you all right?
And he tries to... Wow! Kafka tries to lean on the wall, and when he does it, just the mere motion of him leaning on the wall craters the wall and destroys most of the roof of the room they're in. The strength of Kafka has gone, for lack of a better word, through the roof. And he's shocked. He sees his hand. He just has his hand casually on the wall. And it's already dented in a couple of feet. And then both Kafka and Ichikawa are shocked to see this abnormal strength.
Wah! Wait, did I do that? You mean I really am a kaiju? The division officers are coming. We need...
Oh wait, this is Ichikawa going, the division officers are coming. We need to go now. And then it cuts to the other people outside of their rooms because, cratering a wall in a hospital, the same place where you're technically supposed to be quiet, so you can even hear a pin drop. I'm pretty sure that draws out that sound is not muffled by anything at all. And people are coming out of their rooms going, huh? What was that noise?
The siren's going off.
Whoa! Is that a kaiju?
Staying here will do the hospital more harm.
Staying here will do the hospital more harm than good.
Let's escape out the window.
And as he goes over to try and open the window, still not realizing just how strong he is, he tries to slide it open, and the mere motion of him sliding the window open destroys the entire wall where the window is. This must have been what it was like for Superman to learn how to properly control his own strength. But he just shoves it aside, and it takes out almost the entire wall where the window, used to be.
Whoops!
And as he's standing there, awestruck and dumbfounded, he jumps out of the window, mind you, and he goes,
What's the deal with this body?
And he jumps out the window. Mind you, Ichikawa drops out of the window, but Kafka launches out of the window, much further than Ichikawa. And then we get the announcement all throughout the neighborhood. A small-scale kaiju has emerged in Yokohama. Please evacuate to the nearest shelter or shut all your windows and assume protective measures. And the phones are going off for everyone around the neighborhood. I can't stand this alert tone. The government needs to change it already. Hurry inside. And this is a mom talking to her son. We repeat, a small-scale kaiju has emerged in Yokohama. Cut the lights, says a father as he's there with his... Wait, it's the wife going, cut the lights, as she's talking to her husband who's watching the news and holding her baby. And while there's a whole bunch of running going, while this is happening, Ichikawa is running and he's going, okay, just to be sure, you really are who you say you are, right? And it shows Kafka as his whole body has morphed into multiple tentacles. His whole body's changed. What the heck is he now? His whole body's changed. He's grown several meters. He's grown like a couple meters in the air. His whole body is like kind of buff up top, like the way what used to be, and that's just his torso. His arms have grown larger, and his fingers are become wriggly, tentacle-like, and his whole lower body has changed from 2 legs into like a big old massive tentacles as he's right behind Ichikawa, who can't believe what he's seeing.
I'm starting to get confused myself. Gah! What are those?
Oh wait, this is Ichikawa going, yeah! What are those? Did you activate some kind of special mode?
That's what I'd like to know.
And then Kafka opens his mouth, and another extra mouth comes out of it, kind of like a xenomorph. And it latches onto something. It latches onto a crow on a power line. Ah!
Look, Ichikawa, I'm eating a bird alive.
Disgusting. That's just sick, sir.
Oh, I turned back.
Even the way you turn back is revolting, as his whole body just shifts around and changes back.
Ichikawa, we have a big problem.
What is it this time?
I need to take a leak. Bad.
Right now? I'm begging you, just hold it in.
I would, but this body's got a mind of its own. I can't fight the urge.
And then Ichikawa just goes, what?
Oh man, this isn't good. I'm an adult, a human being. The last thing I want to do is pee in the middle of a public street.
Where would it even come?
Where would it even come from? There's nothing down there, so...
And then all of a sudden, there's just... Oh, hey, wow, everyone. Oh, it's Nico, good to see you. Nico, good to see you. Sorry if I didn't respond. Can you react to Blue Lock? Should react to Sakamoto Days. I actually want to do like a full series on that, because if I do Sakamoto Days, I want to do it more than just one singular chapter. So Sakamoto Days will be safe for Sakamoto Days will be its own series in and of itself that I'll cover completely. Blue Lock is Pure Love. Which chapter am I on? I'm only on chapter 2. I'm checking out the first 2 chapters of these different manga. And you said, and Market, you said Blue Lock. I'm in the beginning of the Neo Egoist League. I really need to start catching up. I have no idea what that is. That's nice. Just wait 20 weeks more, then you can catch up to the whole NEL. I want to see the U20 arc animated now. I have no idea what you're talking about. I have no idea. I love this man. He's such a goofball. Let's see. CJ, good to see you. Sakamoto Days, Primacy, Frankie Wishy. So here's the thing. The reason why I stopped was this man is peeing through his chest. When I saw this, I thought maybe he was relieving himself in a different way, but it's just coming out of his pecs. I don't know what to say. And this shocks. And this completely and utterly shocks Kafka. And this shocks Ichikawa as he drops to the ground. Oh no! Sir!
No one would dare take me as their bride now. Just leave me here to die.
You weren't going to be anyone's bride to begin with. You'll be fine. Come on, sir. Let's go.
But wait, Ichikawa, what's going to happen to me now? Think I have a shot at the defense force?
Nope, nobody, not a chance. You'd just be a target. They'd waste no time putting you down.
You're totally right! Dang it! And just when I decided to try to catch up to her again. Trying to catch up to her again, too. How am I supposed to do that in this Wait. Does this mean that I'll never get to join the defense force?
Great, it's cordoned off. It's bound to be deserted inside. As Ichikawa's running forward, and then some signal hits Ichikawa, hits Kafka in the head, and he stops moving. And Ichikawa notices. Sir?
Shh! Something's coming.
Officers?
No. From underground. It's a kaiju!
And Kafka apparently can send kaiju now. And an explosion happens a good distance behind them. The same place where they were running from, an explosion happens from behind.
The same type as the one that attacked us yesterday.
You have the ability to detect that? If that's the case, they'll be sending fewer officers our way. Now's our chance to hide. Luckily, residents are already evacuating because of you. Let's just pray there aren't any victims. And as he's running, Kafka is silently looking on. Then it cuts to a house. It cuts to a house where this explosion took place, and a woman, a mother, and her child are in this house, but the mother's trapped over underneath a cabinet that has fallen over. Mommy! And that very same Yoju is back up again as it's sniffing around, and it sees the little girl screaming for her mommy. Mommy! Mommy! You have to! And the mom is going,
You have to. Run. Hurry.
No, Mommy!
Please. Run away. I'll be fine. Run away.
As the Yoju is preparing to eat both the little girl and the mom at the same time. It's right behind her. No! Ow, I bit my lip.
No, I'm staying with you, Mommy! Please. Go. Please. Please. Please.
And the mom just keeps saying, please, 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 over and over, as the girl is crying and holding on to her mom going, and before this Yoju tries to eat the little girl, Kafka comes in and he punches the Yoju directly in his face. Well, its face. Sending it reeling into another direction. And the little girl is looking at Kafka, who's standing there, you know, like all serious and whatnot. And then he goes like,
What incredible power!
And he's looking over at the little girl as he goes,
Are you alright? Oh, right. I get it. Sorry about that. Let's see. How about a smile?
And he tries to smile, but it's just scaring the little girl going,
Oh, jeez, I'm sorry. I'll be gone soon. Please don't cry.
and because the girl is like shaking her head and screaming as she goes, but then the Yoju gets up with its face still dented in.
Ichikawa, take care of those two.
What are you going to do, sir?
I'm gonna punch it with all I've got!
As he says this, his whole body starts to crackle with energy. As Ichikawa sees that something bad is about to happen, and he goes, we better get out of here.
1, 2, 3!
And Ichikawa punches the Yoju so hard, its body just explodes. Like, all over the place. His whole body just erupts from this punch. And it's gone. He just punched this thing to pieces. Its whole body just splattering in the air. And of course, it's also splattering all over the neighborhood. Pieces are flying over to people's homes, towards their windows, on people's cars. A lot of visceral everywhere. And Ichikawa is holding on to the mom while the little girl is still awestruck and hiding. And we see the arm of the Yoju fall right next to him, with Ichikawa going, that is... And there's blood dripping everywhere, as it shows Kafka standing there as a rain of blood. Literally, the blood of the Yoju is falling down on top of him. And this is in color as well, as it shows Kafka standing there holding his hand out as it's raining blood around him, with Ichikawa going, that is definitely not something you should use on a human.
All right, everything's fine now. Let's get your mother to the hospital, Len.
And the little girl is still shuddering at Kafka's face, and she's hiding behind Ichikawa. And Kafka notices, kind of turns away, and he kneels down and goes,
Hey, tell you what, that nice young man there is going to take you someplace safe, and I'm going to leave right now, so don't you worry.
And then Kafka just turns around to leave, and then a voice goes,
Mr. Kaiju? Thank you.
And the little girl thinks, that's all it takes. And then it's almost as if a light shines in the face of Kafka in this state. And then we go back in time when Mina says,
Kinda scary, huh? When that time comes, I'll be right there by your side.
oh, please, Kafka. Oh, wait, this is... Oh, wait. Oh, this is Mina making fun of Kafka.
Kinda scary, huh? When that time comes, I'll be right there by your side. Oh, please, Kafka. You need to lay off the manga. That was so corny. You little jerk. Don't you dare tell Mom or Auntie.
Is Kafka related? Is Kafka related to Mina? I mean, they both got black hair. Wait a minute. Are they brother and sister? I could be wrong.
You little jerk. Don't you dare tell Mom or Auntie. Those two will blab to every mom in the neighborhood. Thanks, by the way. As long as we're together, it shouldn't be too scary, right? Let's go!
As it shows young Kafka and young Mina running past an older Kafka in his Kaiju state. And he sees these young versions of himself and Mina standing there, with the mindset of joining the defense force. And then it shows this memory of him. It shows this thought of him being there with Mina to bring down Kaiju, and they're both dressed in like I was about to say Earth Defense Force gear.
Right. I have to get moving.
Sir, the officers are coming. I'll get these two to the hospital. You just hurry up and hide.
Sir? Ichikawa, I won't be giving up after all. I've got to get moving if I want to stand by her side.
And as he says this, parts of his face mask and his Kaiju state start to peel away, and we start to see Kafka underneath. And that's the end of Chapter 2 of Kaiju number 8. Psycho, good to see you. Okay. All right. Cool. Okay, so that is the end of Kaiju number 8. Let's move on to the next series that you guys have told me about. Undead Unluck. So this currently has 206 chapters. The newest chapter is going to be dropping tomorrow. So let's check out the first 2 chapters of Undead Unluck. I'm going to go through all the manga that I mentioned first, and then you guys said Blue Lock as well. Is that Viz? Let me see if I can find it. Akira Toriyama. Let me see. Let me do this. Blue Lock. What is Blue Lock? Oh, is that? Is it Blue Lock or Blue Box? Am I looking at the wrong one? Am I looking at the wrong one? Is it Blue Locks or Blue Box? Because I'm seeing 2 conflicting things. Blue Lock. Soccer for you. Okay, Blue Box is about badminton. Blue Lock is soccer. Oh, okay. All right, let me find it then. Let me get it all up in there. Let me get it all up in there. Let me see if it's here. Is it published? Is it published by Viz? Is it? I don't think it is. Yeah, it's. I don't think it's published by Viz. Let me just go down. Okay, chapter 1 of Blue Lock. Okay. All right, we're good. Let's move on to the next series. Chapter 1 of Undead Unluck. And it's someone reading a manga.
So that's how it ends. Too bad my youth wasn't more like that. Okay, now that I've seen my favorite manga to the end, it's about time I end myself.
And it's this girl standing with like a red beanie, and she's reading a manga. And she's got like this big lock of hair in between her eyes. And she's standing on this overpass that has an incoming subway train that's about to go that way. Chapter 1, Undead and Unluck. And it has her standing on the edge while numerous people are trying to say, "Don't do it!
Be rational!
You're still young! You have a lot to live for!"
I just wanted a shot at a whirlwind romance like the one in this manga. But thanks to this body, that'll never happen. Death is my only option.
As she's holding onto her manga and also holding a knife at people trying to tell her that it's not a good idea to jump. Hey, everyone, stand back! She's got a knife!
Listen up, old man, and the same goes for the rest of you.
Huh?
If you touch my body, you'll, contract an incurable disease and die. I mean it. I've got nothing to live for with a body like this. You see now?
And then it has this one person who's just, I guess, eating something. And he's in the distance and he's just, he's sipping on something.
That's why I've got to die.
If you get it, then stay back! Well, I guess you are staying back. Quite back, in fact.
I've got this.
Huh? Guess I'll have to catch the next train.
Because apparently the train has passed already, and she lost her chance to fall in front of it and, end herself. But this dude just walks up, and her knife is still out forward, and he just walks directly into her knife. And the knife goes, and she goes, like she makes the same sound effect, and she goes,
huh?
And the knife is sticking in this dude's chest. And he immediately starts coughing up blood, and he goes,
How did this happen?
Oh my, that kitchen knife went right into that man's stomach.
Did she stab him?
No, it's more like he stabbed him.
No, it's more like he stabbed himself. But how? Huh? Did I do that?
I got hiccups. Dang it! I can't read with hiccups. I gotta get rid of them. Give me a sec. I gotta get rid of them. Nico, I'm out. Dinner is waiting. Have a nice streaming time. Stay healthy. Thank you. You too, Nico. You'll see why there can't be Pirate Warrior style games about this series. Okay. All right. It's a Kodansha manga. Oh, okay. Thanks for telling me, Holster. But okay, hiccups are gone.
But how? Huh? Did I do that?
And then the dude grabs her by the face and goes, a deadly disease transmitted by touch? Never heard of it. Sick. Suicides nowadays have been getting kind of stale, you know? Well, my hand was all over you. What's gonna happen? Where's it gonna hurt? The outside? Maybe from within? And she's holding onto her face because it was forcibly held onto.
It's coming.
Was that?
My unlock!
And as she says this, the piece of the bridge that this guy is standing on, it just completely breaks. It completely breaks off, and he falls directly into the path of this oncoming train. And there's a big old blood splatter on the front. And his whole body just gets apparently dismembered by this. The XX line outbound train heading to XX has temporarily suspended operations. We appreciate your patience as we work to resolve this issue. And then the people standing there are going, there's nothing here. There's nothing there. I'm telling you the truth. Look, you can see the dent here. And this girl is looking on and she's wondering,
oh no, I've done it again. I've dragged another innocent person into this. And it's all because I took too long to do it. I'm so...
aha!
Sorry?
There you are. Now I get it. That disease stuff was just a front to protect those people. And this dude who got stabbed and fell in front of the subway, his head just rolls up right next to her and he's speaking. Mind you, he still has like a piece. He started talking to her and he's had like this piece of metal stuck in his head. He just rolls up to her with his head just completely destroyed, with the rest of his body completely destroyed, and he's speaking to her.
What? It's the guy from earlier, but just his head?
Sick! Means you and me got something in common. As he just instantaneously just starts regenerating in front of her. Like, he uses blood from his neck to shoot himself up into the air so that the rest of his body just completely regenerates. Body, torso, legs, arms. The only thing that does not regenerate are his clothes. I now understand what you mean by why this could never become a Pirate Warrior series. This dude constantly being shredded apart all the time while fighting enemies, and the only thing that comes back are his clothes. I mean, they could circumnavigate it by making it so that his clothes regenerate with him, but yeah.
His body is repairing itself?
And he's standing there in front of her with his arm still regenerating. And he goes, "Looks like today is my lucky day." And he's standing in front of her, just, I wouldn't say spread eagle, but he's completely exposed in front of her. And she's screaming,
Oh no! It's a zombie!
and she punches him directly in the junk.
But how? That guy should be dead, but he's a zombie!
And after reeling from getting punched in the family jewels, he goes,
Why, don't you dare lump me in with those rotting meat sacks!
as he dashes and catches up to her instantly.
I ain't no zombie. I'm an undead. Hate to cut to the chase, but I got a few questions for you. Pretty sure I heard you say back there your unluck was coming, right?
And this woman sees this dude, this undead dude, holding on to this girl with the unluck. And she screams, "A naked man is assaulting a young girl! Someone, anyone, help!" And... oh, I did not notice that his legs haven't fully regenerated yet. His legs have not fully regenerated. As he goes,
Well, can't stick around here any longer. Gotta move.
"He's over there!"
You better hold on.
Huh?
And he immediately jumps high into the air, and he starts jumping across buildings at high speeds. Mind you, his whole body hasn't even fully regenerated yet. He is using his stumps for legs to launch into these different directions. What is that? It's flying, sort of. And he's just launching across all of these buildings with incredible distance and incredible strength, mind you.
Here'll do.
Now, how did you like leaping from building to building like that, eh? Just so you know, I regenerated my torn off legs at high speed and used the momentum to...
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Who or what is this guy? 1 second I think he's dead, and the next he springs back to life!
Also, he regenerated the rest of his legs. They're right back.
He can basically fly and he's naked!
Oh, so when he was regenerating, he was using his legs regenerating to propel himself at those speeds. Kind of reminds me of how Luffy uses the elasticity of Gear 4 to actually fly. Except he's doing it by, I guess, blowing off his limbs.
1 second I think he's dead, and the next he springs back to life! He can basically fly and he's naked! And he's got something sticking out of his head! Is he kidnapping me? Whatever he is, I need to get out of here!
And she tries to run away. And this dude catches her by the leg going,
Where do you think you're going? I still got questions. You're not going anywhere.
Ah! You're touching my leg! You'll trigger my unluck again! Let go of me!
Nice try, but I should be A-okay if I only touch your clothes, yeah?
Whatever, just let me go!
Sure, I don't mind, but it's a long way down.
Ah! When did we get here?
Explain this unluck stuff, or whatever you call it, and I'll let you back up. Deal?
Forget it! I was planning on dying today anyway! Your threats don't scare me one bit!
Ugh.
Ah! Hold on! I'm gonna fall!
as he starts spinning her around while also he's standing on the railing of a roof. And he starts spinning her around while walking across the railing of the roof they're on. Mind you, this dude's equilibrium has got to be perfect for you to spin around. All it takes is for me to spin around twice on like something like that, and I will lose my footing. This man has perfect balance because he's just spinning her around the whole time while she's hanging on, well, hoping to be hanging on for dear life.
I'm gonna fall! Okay, I am scared. I'll talk, I said!
Now spill it. Mind you, this dude is crouching in front of her. Still ain't got no pants. He ain't got no drawers on. Still ain't got no drawers on. And she's huffing and puffing.
It started 10 years ago. I was only 8 years old. My parents were heading overseas on business, and I was seeing them off. They said they'd be gone for a whole week, so they hugged me a whole bunch before they left. 10 short minutes later, their plane encountered unexpected engine trouble. It exploded and was engulfed in flames. All 270 people aboard, including my parents, died. It was then I learned, although the degree of it varies, that people who touch me end up getting hurt.
That explains why she's covered in, like, thick clothes and gloves all over.
That's how I figured out I caused the first incident. The one with my mom and dad. And since then, I've been covering up my bare skin too.
And then this undead dude latches onto her and just straight up puts his hand up her shirt and grabs hold of something. So you're saying the biggest strokes of unluck hit when you get hugged, right?
Hold on! Were you even listening?
Oh, I was listening. Now I'm testing it out.
Let go of me, you moron! And why are you cupping a feel?
'Cause you need direct contact, right?
That's no excuse!
And then it shows something overhead, and it lands, and it's a giant wooden crate of bananas. And it lands on this undead guy.
A crate of bananas?
She sees it, and then immediately just takes off running.
Need to run while I still...
And I guess that unluck works on her as well, because she slips on a... I can't remember the last time I seen slipping on a banana peel as a actual plot point happen in a manga. But she slips on a banana peel.
Huh?
And then there's an explosion as this undead dude goes, "You lying little brat! You call that a plane accident? This ain't gonna cut it at all!" And she starts to fall off the roof. Ah! Huh? And mind you, he's also eating bananas as well.
No! Really? Seriously? My entire life is over because I slipped on a banana peel?
Sometimes I wonder, where do I get these voices that I do? I apologize for that. Sorry, I wanted to check chat real quick.
I never got to experience anything in the end. Fashion? Love? I didn't even get to do anything ladylike. Not a single thing. Not like this. Please, not like this. I'm not ready. Not yet.
And it shows, I know my voice is getting high.
I'm not ready. Not yet.
I think that's far better if I don't try to force my voice to be too high. But this undead dude, he falls down past her, and then he causes the bone in his leg to shift into a spike. He catches her and then drives that leg spike into the nearby building in order to fully slow down. You dummy. No way I'm letting you die. Not now that I finally found it. Not now that I finally found it.
Huh?
The power that'll give me a real death. Oh, so he actually wants to die. There's a rule you tried to hide back from me back there. If I figure it out, then I can make an even bigger stroke of unluck happen, yeah? And maybe the greatest stroke of unluck you've got can finally snuff out my ridiculously long life. And he starts using that same ability to launch at high speed straight through the air. Now this party's getting started. Time to figure out the basic rules for this unluck ability and how to activate the extra large stroke of unluck that you're keeping to yourself. There's a ton of research to do. We'll kick off the investigation at my hideout. No one will get in our way there.
Hideout? No! Let me go! Let me down, darn it!
And then as she's screaming through the air,
No!
You're going to do something
pervy! I just know it!
And then it cuts to people in suits watching them go by. Yes. He appears to be en route to his hideout with the new breed. Roger that. We will apprehend her after confirming her ability. And then it cuts to an old hospital, the Andai Hospital.
5 seconds, 50 centimeters. 7, 8, 9, 10.
And he counts down and jumps backwards, and then purposefully puts himself in the path of rubble that falls directly on top of him.
All right, 10 seconds broke the meter mark. How long I touch you correlates to the size of your unluck.
Well, at least someone's having fun.
Currently, and this is a note here at the bottom of this chapter, currently testing how the length of time he stays in contact with her body changes the size of the rubble that falls. So he's been testing out how big a piece of rubble will fall on him by how long he touches her. Interesting.
Next up, surface area. Take off your clothes. I'm gonna try clinging to as wide an area of your body as I...
And she immediately takes off. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised. You cannot say that to a lady. Say,
take off your clothes. I'm gonna try clinging to you.
You can't say that. Even if you was in a relationship, that probably would only work about at least 43% of the time.
I'm gonna try clinging to as wide an area of your body as I can.
And she takes off.
Where do you think you're going?
There's no way I'm stripping for you. Please just give this up already.
You looking to blame someone? Then blame yourself for lying in the first place.
How is this my fault? I just didn't want to tell you.
Come on, quit acting like it's the end of the world. It's no big deal.
It is a big deal to my heart.
Fine, I'll compromise. You can keep your underwear on.
No way!
And as she's running, a piece of rebar catches her jacket.
Look, my jacket's caught.
And as she starts running, apparently, not only does her jacket get caught, but her hat comes off as well, and she has really long hair. Like, really long.
Dang. That's a heck of a mane.
And she starts crying.
He's seen me without my cap. I can't help it. No one's able to cut it for me. Any hairstylist would just end up dead.
And she's just crying. And then this undead dude just touches her and goes, and there's like these, and she just stops, and she stops crying as she goes,
what are you doing?
Don't move. As long as I'm touching you, no unluck will come my way. So I'll wrap this up in the meantime.
But once you let go, all the unluck will hit at once and...
No need to worry about me. Did you forget? I'm undead.
Were you a stylist before?
I dabbled. Ages ago. You're all set.
and he holds up a broken mirror to her, and he's basically cut all that long hair down into like a short bob, if you will. Or I wouldn't say a pixie cut, but it's a... Oh, family's calling. Give me a sec. All right, I'm back. Family's picking me up some lunch, so let's go ahead and get through this. This is just the first chapter of Undead Unluck. There's a lot of pages, but he's cut her hair.
Pretty good for my first time in a while, eh?
Really? You're not lying, are you?
Quit being all shy and take a look for yourself. See?
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Alrighty, I was holding on to you for 15 minutes. This one's bound to be a whopper, right?
How should I know?
As she's kind of slightly embarrassed that she's grateful that he managed to cut her hair in a way that didn't make her look, unattractive.
Come on, let's make a game of it and guess what'll happen next.
What?
See, way I figure, something's gonna blow this whole building away. Something big.
And as he says this, as he's talking, someone has unsheathed a sword and completely cut his head off. And it falls directly in front of your girl. And then someone steps up and picks up his head. Much obliged, Unluck Fuko Izumo. Thanks to you, he let down his guard.
This person knows about me.
Oh, okay, so her name is Izumo. Okay, so we got her name now. Izumo's looking up at one of the dudes that we saw on the roof who was tracking the undead guy. Thanks to you, he let down his guard. And this person has closed eyes or slitted eyes, and he has a scar going down the right side of his face that goes through his eye and connects to his mouth and proceeds down towards his chin, but it doesn't go all the way down.
This person knows about me. Who are you people?
Hold that thought. Procedure always comes first. And he tosses his head to another guy that appears to have a mask, and they put this undead guy's head inside of this container. Will contain undead in this special capsule. Now he won't be able to regenerate.
Why would you?
And then Izumo suddenly gets handcuffed.
Why would you do?
And she gets handcuffed from behind by the dude with the mask.
Handcuffs? Aren't you guys on my side?
Your side? Us? Surely you must be joking. Our job is to police any unselected negators or umas. Walk, goes the person who has her in handcuffs, that pose a threat to society such as yourselves.
Negators? Umos? Umas?
Did I say umos? I meant to say umas. Any unselected negators or umas that pose a threat to society such as yourselves. I love doing this type of voice. These high and sedity types who look down on all those around them. I love doing those types of voices.
Negators? Umas? What's he talking about?
Still, your ability is quite incredible. You negate the luck of whoever touches you and kill them, an ability perfectly suited for murder. However, touching you through cloth keeps one perfectly safe. As he touches her on the head purposefully, but, he's being extra careful. Once that weakness is uncovered, the rest becomes child's play.
What do you plan on doing with my power?
Well, if we're able to utilize it, what better use would it serve other than killing? I'm certain Undead captured you for that very reason.
Huh?
After all, you'd be quite the ferocious weapon if you bent to his will.
You're wrong. We may have just met today, but he only used my unluck on himself so that he could die.
Sure, he was
sort of handsy and came on way too strong, but he'd never use my ability to harm others. So don't you dare mislabel him.
Like you said, you literally just met this man today.
I don't know all the details, but compared to you guys, that zombie looks...
And she immediately gets grabbed by the face again, except this time, instead of it being, kind of to get her attention, this one is meant to be hostile. I'd advise you to watch your mouth. I don't mind disposing of you if need be.
The zombie, he didn't have any gloves on. He touched me without an ounce of fear. I'm so sorry, zombie. You didn't have to cut my hair, but I'm so grateful you did. Thank you so much, zombie!
And then lightning starts to gather in the sky above them. And it gathers up into this one point and just manages to strike not only in the exact space where there's a hole in the hotel, but directly down onto the container where Undead's head is inside, much to the surprise of the Scarface and his numerous masked henchmen who are with him. And it looks like it pretty much just electrocuted and killed the guy that was carrying the container that Undead was in. A lightning bolt? Is this part of her unluck as well? No. The activation requirements haven't been met. It's hard to believe, but perhaps it was a stroke of his own luck. Number 3, head down there and retrieve Undead. Yes, sir!
He's wrong. That was no fluke.
As it shows, the sound of something launching up through like the hole in the hotel after the dude basically died. The masked dude basically died. And it's Undead, who's still very much not wearing pants. Launching up, and he's almost fully regenerated, with Izumo going,
Zombie!
Intel says guns are ineffective. Attack him all at once and cut him down. He may be undead, but he's an amateur when it comes to combat. Roger that, sir!
Amateur, eh? Maybe now, but in the past, that's a different story.
As he jabs onto his own head with enough force for his finger to be embedded into his... Oh, he's taking the piece of metal that's in his head out, and it was blocking a part of his brain.
Usually I don't have enough space for it all, so I put a cork in my brain that keeps 100 years worth of memories. Bottled up!
And in an instant, wow, so that's on purpose! I've always wondered! I've seen this dude all the time, and though I haven't, and though I haven't checked out Undead Unluck at all, or even looked into what this character or who this character is, I've always wondered there's gotta be a reason why he has this blade, just this piece of metal just stuck in his head. And now I know that it's a physical memory block. And all these memories have been released now, and as all these masked henchmen launch towards Undead, after saying, that keeps 100 years worth of memories bottled up, he suddenly, all of a sudden, starts dodging every single thing they're doing towards him. So much for this person not having combat experience, huh? This amateur, huh? They haven't been able to touch him.
Otherwise,
Oh,
I'd go off the rails!
and he takes the blade of one of these henchmen and he just starts cutting them down instantly like they're nothing. Even the hair of Undead has completely changed. This dude trying to be a Super Saiyan or what? Like a real strong Super Saiyan Gohan vibes. And as they're realizing he's actually slicing through them so quickly they don't even know what's going on. They're still trying to speak as two henchmen are speaking, going, "My knife." And those are his last words as their heads just come off. Their heads just come off completely.
Now I get it. Getting my noggin sliced off wasn't your Undead Unluck's doing. The unluck for the haircut was that lightning bolt.
And he proceeds to put that piece of metal directly back into his skull again. Oh, I understand why his eyes are always his eye is always looking that way. I thought it was just this crazy look in his eye, but no, he's doing that because a piece of metal is literally pressing down on not only his forehead but also his eye as well. Oh, okay. I just thought that look he had. Was just like him just being all crazy and wild, but no, it's because a piece of metal is actually pressing down on his actual eyeball and eyelid as well. So isn't that technically restricting his vision? I'm sorry, but I'm kind of invested now. Tokuza is a workaholic since the series has started. He hasn't taken many breaks. It would seem so. Yeah, he's old. It's very important, but I won't say why. Okay. Even if I don't turn Undead Unluck into a series, this seems like another one I'm just gonna have to read through as well. I'm invested now. Okay, y'all have done a dangerous thing, making me get invested reading another series.
The unluck for the haircut was that lightning bolt. Guess I should have tested for time lag gimmicks.
And he puts that piece of metal directly back in his head as he walks away from the headless corpses he just created.
He is on my side after all.
And the dude with the scar is standing there as he proceeds to put a sword towards Izumo's neck as she goes,
Stop!
So, being undead isn't your only weapon. It seems you've also hoarded the skills you've cultivated over the course of your long years on Earth.
More or less. I've been alive a heck of a lot longer than any of you.
Indeed. In response, I will have to implement some rather underhanded measures. Hand over your head without regenerating. Fail to comply, and I'll cut her head off instead.
You what? There's no way he'll do that.
Oh, I believe he will. He seems to have quite a lot of stock in you, after all. What? You're not gonna fight?
Man, just when I thought it'd be fun to take you on.
As Undead starts to slice off his own head.
Ah! What are you doing?
What? I'm cutting off my head to save your neck.
I can see that, but then you'll end up captured too.
Guess I will, eh?
Then stop! Don't do it! I can't take it anymore. People around me getting hurt, dying, even if it's someone who can't die. So please, just forget about me. Don't worry about me,
What's that?
Listen to what I'm saying, you moron!
As he's already cut off his head and proceeds to hacky sack it directly over to the guy. His body is capable of moving without his head being connected to it.
Enough. I don't give a crap about why you think I shouldn't help you. I had fun today. If I ever see you again down the road, let's kick it in style.
As he causes his body to toss his own head over to the guy.
The truth is, I do know the way to trigger the biggest stroke of unluck. Something as bad as a plane crash.
And then she bumps into the guy.
I may not be the best at it, but
She proceeds to kiss Undead on the cheek and then falls to the ground. What did you just do? And Undead is kind of surprised that she went out of her way to kiss him on the cheek.
oh, nothing special really. Just thought it'd be nice to finally cast my worries aside and allow myself to touch someone. Here it comes, my unluck.
What are you babbling? And then it shows Undead laughing. And then it shows a throbbing pain going straight through the dude with the scar as blood starts to come out of his hand because Undead is regenerating through this guy's hand. That's horrible. That's horrible. You're holding a disembodied head in your hands, and then the body starts regenerating through your hand, and you can't get away? This dude's about to get hurt.
Now I get it. Run for it!
Okay.
Sorry, bud. We got you beat. The second you ran into me and her, your luck ran out.
It's a meteor. A meteor. What? Huh? It's a meteor! What? It's a meteor coming down on the hotel! And he, as he's regenerating, he holds on to the guy. He holds on to the guy as his body's still regenerating through his hand, like his spine is still through the guy's hand. And a meteor is coming down directly on the hotel as Izumo is running away.
Sick! Doesn't get any more wicked than this!
And the entire hotel, why did I say hotel? I'm playing Fallout 4 right now, so I've seen a whole bunch of hotels that was in my mind. The entire hospital just gets utterly destroyed by this meteor. The art is very well done here in Undead Unluck. Oh, I also have to, I didn't say this during Kaiju number 8, but the artistry and the way panels were drawn in Kaiju number 8, there's something on my eye. That was well done as well, but this, very well done. I applaud artists who are capable of drawing very detailed and good-looking explosions or impacts. And it cuts to Izumo being tossed to the side from like the shockwave.
Was that a meteorite? Zomb.
Hot dang!
And it shows from this smoldering, burning crater that Undead is still very much alive.
Can't say I've ever taken a meteorite to the face till now.
Zombie!
And he's saying that with a katana still through his chest, with the kanji saying, well, with the letters reading out indestructible. So the sword is indestructible, but not so much for the guy.
I ain't no zombie. I'm an undead.
You do realize there's a katana embedded in your chest. Are you okay?
Heck of an observation from the gal who stuck a kitchen knife in my gut this morning. Anyway, nice assist back there. That was some nice unluck.
Well, I'm not sure that I'd call it nice. I'm Fuko Izumo.
Huh? Oh, yeah, I remember catching it.
And there's another thing said here that is very small, so I gotta zoom in on the page.
Guess they got no backup coming, huh? Guess they got no backup coming, eh?
And mind you, Undead is saying all this, and his hair's frazzled. His hair was frazzled and puffy from being engulfed in an explosion, but then it gets really loose over his head all of a sudden.
What's your name?
Don't remember. Undead's good enough, ain't it?
Not at all. Guess I'll have to name you then. You'll be Andy. Get it? Because you're an undead?
And he just slicks his hair back to where it was before. Kind of like Virgil. Just kind of like Virgil does in Devil May Cry 3.
Whatever floats your boat.
Okay then.
Still, a kiss did all this, huh?
Uh-huh.
Guess next we gotta bang.
And then Izumo immediately takes off. She's all like, "Yep, I draw the line." Understandable. That's misunderstandable. Have a nice day.
What are you running for? Come on, I know you're curious too.
I am so not!
Attention, all hunters. Increase priority level for the capture of Undead and Unluck from 5 to 8. Undead Andy.
Oh wait, then we got narration as Izumo is running. Undead Andy. Unluck Fuko Izumo. This is the story of their quest for the greatest death ever. Undead Unluck. And I, considering how long this chapter was for me to do, I think I'll just do this one chapter of Undead Unluck. Okay, all right. So that was Undead Unluck. Interesting. Okay, it's a good thing I got these saved as favorites. All the manga that I'm reading today, I have them saved as favorites. So, saved as favorites, not fragrance, not like fragrance. Saved as favorites so that I can read them later. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay, so that was Undead Unluck. Next up, Spy Family, or Spy X Family, depending on who you ask. Let's see how long this chapter is. If it's not all that long, then I'll be able to get 2 chapters in. So, this is Spy Family Chapter 1. Everyone has a secret self they don't show to other people. Not to friends, not to lovers, not even to family. They hide who they are and what they want behind lies and painted smiles. kind of like Facebook or Twitter. And thus the world maintains its thin veneer of peace. And it shows the two main characters, and of course the girl. He's sitting at a table with a bunch of guns and a bunch of stuff behind him, and she's sitting at the table with numerous bodies laying behind her, and the little girl is the only one who appears to be kind of normal in this situation. Mission number 1 by Tatsuya Endo. Spy Family.
Take me to the embassy.
Yes, sir. Huh? The brakes aren't...
What the devil is going on?
And this car that's speeding down the highway suddenly veers off of the highway. One of our diplomats in Ostania was killed in a car accident. We suspect it was an assassination carried out by the East's far right-wing political party. They want a war with our nation of Westalese. Yeah, I said that right. We need to know exactly what they're planning in the East. Then we should put him on it. The best agent we have. Twilight. And it cuts to someone standing in an alleyway, but we don't see who it is.
Just as I promised. Photographic proof that the foreign prime minister wears a hairpiece. Negatives...
Oh, wait. Just as I promised. Photographic evidence that the foreign prime minister wears a hairpiece. Negatives and all.
Nice job. This should be enough to secure his resignation. Keep up the good work.
And as this individual's walking down an alleyway, it's this person with like this big fedora over his head. He has like his eyes are shadowed over. He's in a big trench coat, and he's just walking away after giving this dude the envelope with giving him the envelope with all this incriminating photos. And then someone goes, "Hey,
where are you going? Aren't you gonna hand over what you promised me?"
What? But I just... Oh no, that was a setup! Oh my god, yo! Okay! Oh no, that was a setup! Codename Twilight. As the person... Okay, so the dude that wanted the photos was like this dude with like a receding hair, but he had his hair pulled back, and a big old beard that met with his sideburns. Apparently, that same individual that the guy who gave them the photos to was not the real guy. Because the guy who's speeding away with that evidence tears off his face, and then we get the main dude himself. And he's just there, and he goes, "Whew." Codename Twilight. The man was a spy. In an era in which the nations of the world were waging a fierce war of information just out of sight, he was a veteran of the battlefield, employing 100 different faces to survive, and he puts on a pair of glasses. And then we cut to him. At a restaurant.
So, anyway, Daddy was going on and on about how someone stole his hairpiece pictures and how he was going to make them pay. I haven't the foggiest idea what he was talking about. Robert, are you even listening to me?
Oh, indeed. How unfortunate for him. And then he finishes his plate and food, and then the girl he's with, who clearly appears to be the daughter of the guy with the receipt with the hairpiece, who didn't want those photos getting out. She goes,
"Oh, Robert, look! Do you suppose that will be us someday?"
Let's break up.
What?
Your conversation suggests a limited intellect.
What?
Best of luck in your future affairs.
Robert, wait! This is so sudden!
I'm sorry, Karen, but I have no further need of you, or rather, your father. It's time to say goodbye to this Robert disguise, too. And he just he takes the photos. He takes the photos and these glasses and he throws them inside of like a garbage can for them to be burned, because there's a garbage can with a fire ongoing, and he throws the photos and the glasses in there. Hopes of marriage, The joys of an ordinary life. Those joined my ID papers in the rubbish bin on the day I became a spy. And we see him walking inside of a subway. He's inside of a train station. Not a subway station, but a train station. And he sits down. He sits down and goes, whew. And a person with a newspaper right next to him kind of rustles it a little bit. And they switch newspapers. And then he just goes, meow. Cypher C, then. The train to Berlin is leaving on track 5. And then it has a message inside of this newspaper.
Good day, or rather, good evening, Twilight. Excellent work on your last assignment. Thanks to you, the Minister has survived another day to the great benefit of Westerlies. I'm afraid we have another assignment for you already. Your target is a leader of the National Unity Party, Donovan Desmond. He is a grave threat to the truce between the East and the West.
Interesting. This dude doesn't look like he doesn't have a screw loose or something.
Your mission is to get close to him and probe into any seditious activities. In order to do so, you will marry and have a child.
And while he's drinking his coffee, he spits out the coffee as soon as he hears the part that he needs to be married and have a child. This is interesting. Okay, keep going.
Excuse me? Desmond is a recluse and is extremely suspicious of others. At this point, he operates almost entirely behind the scenes. His only public appearances are at the events held at the elite private school his son attends. These events serve as informal get-togethers for the upper crust of industrial and political leaders. You are to enroll your child at this school and gain entry to those events. However, the deadline for administration is approaching fast. Only 1 week remains.
I have 7 days to make a child? And he rips his paper, but he does it in public, and people automatically see just how strange he's becoming. I need to calm down. A spy who loses his cool is a spy who's about to lose his life.
We're calling it Operation Strix. This operation is the key to maintaining peace between East and West and perhaps the world beyond. You and your fellow agents do great deeds that never see the light of day. You are heroes without shadows. You'll earn no medals. Your name will never make it into the papers. But despite that, never forget that everyone else's day-to-day lives are possible because of your blood and sweat.
And it peers over to a family who's just literally enjoying their train ride. And he closes the paper and goes, okay, fine then. I abandoned my identity when I became Twilight. A father is just another role to play, and I will play it to perfection. For the sake of a better world. Then it cuts to Twilight getting to this, apparently this apartment. This is one of our single-family apartments. It's got central heating and air and comes fully furnished. Also, and it shows Twilight looking all over the place. Excuse me? Sir? No listening devices, and there are securable exit routes. I'll take it. Then I'll need you to sign right here, Mr. Forger. Lloyd Forger, psychiatrist. That's my new life. Lloyd! I can call him Lloyd! What a wonderful new start this will be for your family. Do you have a son or a daughter? I have 2 boys myself. They're 8 and 10. A happy home life. A family to cherish. Ah, well, that's what I've got to figure out next. Huh? Nothing but liabilities to a spy. And then we cut to an individual in this old rundown place. This short dude with a balding hairline, a thick mustache, and thick eyebrows going, yeah, you want to foster a child? I do, and I understand I can adopt through your orphanage as well. My wife and I have been trying for so many years, but Yeah, whatever. Just take whichever one you want. Come on in. And he's just walking through this orphanage. And there's just children playing with toys, but the whole place is run down.
Who's that guy?
What a dump. But an orphanage this shoddy is unlikely to have good records concerning the provenance of its children. That should make it all the easier to fabricate a new family history. And once again, there's a lot of small text as one kid goes,
I got my snot on him.
and this kid just rubbing his nose onto his clothes. Disgusting. That's nasty. See, you can see a whole bunch of nasty stuff all the time. But if you see a kid wipe their nose and drag it across clothes, it's almost as if you need to burn those clothes. Also, the Frog Master! Sup, haven't been on a stream for a while. It's good to see you all the same. It's good to see you all the same. I'm reading some various manga. I've already read Kaiju. I've read I want to say did I read the first 2 chapters of Kaiju number 8, or was it just... Yeah, I read the first 2 chapters of Kaiju number 8. I've read the first chapter of Undead Unluck. It is a long chapter, like 55 pages long. And right now we're reading through the first 2 chapters, or at least the first chapter of Spy Family. Because this seems that this may just end up being me reading chapter 1. Because there are 74 pages to this. This is long! This is long! Not even Dragon Ball Super was this long. Not even One Punch Man was this long. This might be the longest read that I do today. That should make it all the easier to fabricate a new family history. The mission is to establish a family, but I should be able to manage with just the child for now. Of course, I'd prefer to do the entire mission solo. But even for Westerly's greatest spy, impersonating a child would be a tall order. I hate kids. Then someone picks up this little, child picks up what looks to be like a chimera toy. You don't see many children playing with stuffed chimera toys. You know, lion head, lion upper body, goat lower body, wings on the back, and snake for a tail, and, goat head someplace else. Oh, ideally, I'd like a child who can already read and write. Yeah, in that case. Anya, get over here. I changed his voice mid-chapter. This is the smartest one we got. She don't say much, but she's a good kid. Little creepy brat weirds me out. This is my chance to get her out of here. Greet the man, Anya. Greet the man, Anya. Ah, perhaps not. And it's this little girl with sort of long hair, and she has like these little like a little pointy headdress on top of her hair, and she has like a black dress, and she's the one who picked up the little stuffed chimera toy. Perhaps not. You have to be at least 6 to enroll at Eden Academy. This girl looks 4, 5 at the oldest.
6.
I'm
6.
Huh? You're 6 already? She seems much too short to be. And then it shows her standing up. As he's thinking, mind you, he's thinking all this, and she's doing stuff into response. And she's standing up on her tiptoes, and he can clearly notice. Then she goes over, being the small child that she is, she jumps up to grab like a newspaper. The newspaper? The crossword puzzle? That might be a little tough for you. It's child's play for me, of course. 1 down is homeostasis, 1 across is casual closure, and below that is symplectomorphism. Symplectomorphism. What are these words? You finished it? Seriously? Who taught you that? This is a stunning level of intellect. This girl should be able to ace the entrance exam. I'll take this one. Now, about the paperwork. Don't worry about it. Just take her and get out of here. Child acquired. Mission accomplished. Suddenly, I'm worried that everything is going too smoothly. Is this okay with you? As Lloyd points down to the girl, kneels down towards Anya. And she's thinking,
Spy. Mission. So cool!
this girl was a telepath. The girl can read minds. That explains why she was responding to everything that he was doing. She responded to everything he was doing because she can read his mind. Well, so much for keeping that. He's already been found out. Wow. That's horrible. The greatest spy that Westerlies has ever known, and he's already been found out as a spy on his first day on the job by a child, no less. This is hilarious.
So cool!
The girl was a telepath. Test subject 007. She put... Okay. I get it. I get the spy nods and references. I get it. Okay. Lloyd ain't 007, but the child is. Okay. Test subject 007. She possessed the ability to read minds. She was made thus by accident, an unintended consequence of research experiments conducted by a certain organization. She later escaped from their facility. She moved from institution to institution, seeking someone to take care of her. Listen up, little girl.
It's Anya.
Listen up, Anya. You'll be my child from now on, but as far as everyone else is concerned, you have always been my child. Is that clear?
Clear.
You are to address me as father, as the elites do.
Papa.
Very well.
What an adorable young lady.
As they get back to his apartment.
Hello, dear.
We're the Forgers. We just moved in today.
I'm Anya, and I have always been Papa's child.
You don't have to say that part. Let's go to our apartment. Oh, that sounds like family. They got my food. Perfect. Let me go grab my food. My food is here. So that means I need to start wrapping up. I'll be right back. Okay, I got my food. Sorry to keep you waiting. Let's see, 2 chapters, Kaiju, 1 of Undead Unluck, and now Spy Family. They need a child with telepathy to find him out. That's how good he is. For a second, I thought you said, let's see, my family's here. I better start rapping. No, I didn't say that. Let's continue. Let's continue where we left off.
I'm Anya, and I have always been Papa's child.
You don't have to say that part. Let's go to our apartment. And then she goes to the room, to their house, like goes to their home.
My home?
That's right.
TV!
Turn it on if you like.
Today's animated adventure, Spy Wars!
My favorite!
Of all the shows. You've got a silenced pistol? And are you some kind of pro?
So cool!
I better secure all the things I'll need. That includes, I better secure all the things I'll need. That includes forged ID papers for the girl. I'm stepping out for a bit. Be a good girl and watch your show.
Adventure time!
It's not an adventure, it's just shopping. And she winds up going with him because she latches onto his leg and goes,
Adventure time!
and then Anya starts running around with him going,
I want a silenced pistol.
if we see one on sale. Yes, fine, if we see one on sale. With Lloyd thinking, sorry, I ate a fry. Okay, I'm good. The key to espionage is appearing absolutely normal. I must become completely inconspicuous, an utterly commonplace father.
Papa, save me!
Must she be so conspicuous?
Come now, dearie. A little girl like you needs to hold your daddy's hand. Here.
And Anya and Lloyd are standing in front of each other, and there's just a bunch of silence. And then Lloyd just thinks to himself, holding hands will impair my ability to react to an enemy attack, but I suppose there's no way around it.
Enemy attack?
And Anya's just surprised, going like,
Oh! Enemy attack!
and then she takes off and starts shaking her head, going, and she runs off in front of him and starts shaking her head, and then she starts hiding. What are you doing?
Hiding!
Does she hate me? Did I do something to make her fear me? Was it too soon to hold hands? This is a problem. I need to stay on good terms with the girl until my mission is complete. I need to understand the way this creature thinks. I'll use basic diplomacy. Understanding the other party is the first step towards peace.
Understanding me makes world peace? I like peanuts. I hate carrots.
Okay.
Ooh! A bakery! I love bacon!
That's a bakery. They do not sell bacon.
Oh, this please.
That costs $1. You can't buy it with a 10-cent coin.
Is this girl actually stupid? Was the crossword a fluke? There might still be enough time to exchange her for a different child. And then Anya gets surprised. She goes,
No, don't get rid of me!
What a horrible parent.
what's wrong with you now? Please stop drawing attention.
I'm a good value!
I'll buy you these peanuts if you stop crying.
Peanuts! Papa, I'm tired. I can't walk.
What? It's not working. I don't understand. As Lloyd looks like he's just completely done with everything, carrying Anya, who's asleep in his arms, and he's carrying groceries. I need a way to decipher this nonsensical behavior. I need a manual. Books and essays about child rearing. Just a moment, please. I'll take everything you have. And it's just a ginormous amount of books that he just brings home. The foundation of child rearing is trust. Instead of scolding, strive to understand them. Consider each situation from the child's perspective. Children might not be able to convey their feelings verbally, so try to sense what they're experiencing. To think all the world's parents are undertaking such a difficult mission. So no interrogations then. For the sake of the child's future, cultivate self-esteem in them. A child who has confidence in their ability to solve their own problems will in the future... And then he just throws the book down and goes, "This is a waste of time. She'll just be going back to the orphanage when my mission is over. There isn't going to be any future." And then it cuts to the next day.
No! I don't wanna! I hate studying!
I need to know if you have sufficient intellectual capacity for the entrance exam.
I don't need to study. I'll read the answers from other kids' minds.
You plan to cheat your way through? You realize that if you don't pass, my mission will fail. And they are both thinking these last few sentences to themselves. And then it's just silence. Enough of this. I'm going out. You're staying here today, and that's final. Stay home and behave. And he slams the door. He slams the door behind him, but then Anya kind of sneaks over to the door and opens it and peeks around and goes, and then Lloyd just goes, "Hey, I told you to stay put. It's not safe out there." And she continues to hide everywhere, slowly following him throughout the apartment building. "Ha! Did you think I wouldn't see you there?" And she's hiding behind. What is it? This vending machine, this cooler, this little corner. "Got you!" And she's hiding behind the bars of the stairs. "Got you!"
Papa's really good at this. This is fun.
And she's hiding literally in the crawl space of the roof. And he keeps finding her. And then... it cuts to this dude with glasses, an earring in his ear, and a very puffy afro-like hair. And he goes, "And that's why you're late?" In the end, I had to trap her inside by barricading the front door. "You're not getting out now!" And he's laughing. "Ha ha ha! You're not getting out now!" "I'm gonna pray you don't get reported for child abuse." I just can't fathom the way children think. It's like they think crying is a solution to everything. It's utterly infuriating. They're kids, Twilight. Crying's their job. Anyway, I got what you wanted. The application. An appointment for the entrance exam and a copy of the test. Ah, so he works with, or at least he's in the line of work where he knows who Twilight, who knows who Lloyd is. That wasn't easy to get, you know. You're a lifesaver, Frankie. Even if she's a total dullard, she should be able to memorize her way through it. Oh, and about her, I did some digging into her past. There aren't any birth records out there at all. We don't know her age or who her parents were. All we could find was from the last year or so. She's been fostered out and returned 4 times. Got transferred out of 2 other orphanages, too. Anya Williams, Anya Levsky, Anya Roche. A girl of many names. It's like she's the perfect kid for you, Twilight. That was a joke. Don't give me that look. What look? Just don't get attached, alright? Never ends well. Thanks for the tip. Hey, my fee! I seriously can't fathom the way spies think. And then... For a moment there, I thought someone called my name. But it's all good. And it cuts back to the apartment, and Anya's just sitting on the couch.
I'm so bored.
The poster he bought for her, and it's a poster of the Spy Wars show that she was watching.
I thought living with a spy would be cooler. I want to disarm bombs and stuff.
And then she thinks back to when Lloyd was speaking. I'd better make a habit of locking this. I can't have her touching my spy tools. combination 6110. And and she asked with twinkling eyes, remembering the combination to getting inside of his spy stuff. And then she goes over to where he kept his stuff, and she enters in, I guess she enters in the code to get inside, thinking that she's going to find a bomb or a silenced pistol, and it's just a switch, and it's like a listening device.
Ooh! A spy radio?
And she just starts tapping on it. Boss, we're intercepting some kind of weird transmission. Oh, coded with the West Cipher? No, it's just plain text. Says TWILIGHTHERE.
Twilight here. This is the frequency used by Western intelligence. It might really be him. There's more.
Catch me if you can. And the dude that we saw at the beginning that wanted to get the files on that prime minister, he's quivering after hearing this message, and he's beet red as he goes,
"Find the source of that transmission. I'm gonna kill him."
And then Anya's after she's done playing with that, she goes,
Phew!
but notices that pretty much the entire area is messy from her messing with that stuff. Now that you know I'm a spy, you have to die. And she immediately starts cleaning up. And then she starts thinking,
I have to hide my power, too. If he finds out I can read minds, then I'll have to run away.
Anya, you can't ever tell anyone about your power. You understand that, right? Anyway, it's study time now, Anya.
But I want to draw.
And this is a flashback where there's a whole bunch of scientists, all with glasses on, and they're talking to her. Drawing doesn't matter. You need to learn how to use your power to help bring about world peace. We don't have time for tears. You're not here to play. You're here to study. And then Anya just starts sniffing. She just starts sniffing, thinking of these memories. Y'all know I hate it when children feel sad. But it cuts to Lloyd, who gets back to the apartment. That girl better not have trashed the apartment. Oh, right. I've got to remove the barricade. And he notices that, being perceptive, he notices that the barricade he set in place has been moved because the indention that it left, it's now exposed, which means someone has moved this barricade he put in front of his door. And he slowly opens his home door, and there's someone standing behind his door holding a stick to hit him with, and he immediately ducks. Him ducking so fast that his hat is still airborne. And then he proceeds to palm this guy directly in his chin. I wonder how much that actually hurts. He knocks the guy to the ground, and then there's another one who has a gun, and he runs out of the way. And Lloyd runs out of the way, but his groceries get hit, and then the guy gets hit in the face with a can of tuna. Tuna. Now, while that's happening, Lloyd takes a chair and proceeds to body the guy with the chair. Who the heck are these guys? Anya! She's gone. Was she abducted? By whoever sent these thugs? But why? I've got to find... No. Think this through. From the looks of it, I must have been compromised. I need to get myself to safety immediately. As for Anya, well, there's no shortage of other kids out there. I'll start over from square one. And then it shows that same dude that got hit in the head by Lloyd get back up, and we then get a thud sound. And then we cut to an old abandoned building where that same dude saying that he wanted to kill Lloyd, he's there with a whole bunch of other goons as they've kidnapped Anya. Okay, so what's the deal with the kid? Don't tell me she's Twilight's... We don't know, but she was in the apartment the transmission came from.
The transmission?
There was some sort of barricade outside of the apartment.
Outside of it? But why?
We don't know.
Well, maybe we can use her as a hostage to turn Twilight. We'll make him tear off the foreign minister's hairpiece personally.
Boss, I think it's time to move on from the hairpiece thing.
Huh?
And then he immediately shoots the guy in the head. Just because he says, like, you focus too much on this hairpiece thing. You might want to do something else. Imagine being told, like, being stuck on a hairpiece is dumb and then getting killed because of it.
Huh. Transparency is essential in government. Toupees are a no-go. Also, the minister is a traitor who's been secretly backing the West. Anyone who advocates for a traitor is themselves a traitor.
A silenced pistol! A real bad guy!
And she's reading his thoughts and everything he's thinking of. Boss, Nguyen and his guys are back from the apartment. And Lloyd is, they apparently got Lloyd. Because he's right there with a bag over his head and he's trying to get out.
Looks like they caught
the guy.
Nice work. Ugh. Guy moves like a pro. I think it's really him.
Dude, go lay down. And as he starts shuddering and staggering away, the same guy that hit Lloyd, Anya looks over and her eyes appear to light up.
Hello there, Mr. Twilight. I believe you have some photographs that belong to me.
And as he moves to take the bag off, it's the guy that tried to hit Lloyd. It's a fake out.
Nguyen?
What the heck? Then who?
And Anya's gone.
The girl! She's gone too!
Oh no, not again!
As it shows that Lloyd is impersonating this guy, stole his clothes and his face. As he's holding on to Anya.
This was a mistake, risking everything by waltzing right into enemy territory. I'm not fit to be called a spy.
Papa!
And then Anya just starts crying.
Hey, it's okay. I'm not gonna hurt you.
I'm not scared.
Huh?
And she just starts bawling in his shoulder, because Anya knows it's him because she can read minds.
More crying. This is exactly why I hate. Oh. So that's why I hate the sound of kids crying so much. Because it dregs up memories of my own childhood. Alone and in despair, with no one offering to save me. Feeling so powerless that the only thing I could do was cry. I thought I'd put the past behind me, but on a subconscious level, it's been there this whole time. I have this all backwards.
And then he puts Anya down and goes,
Listen, little girl.
It's Anya.
Okay, listen, Anya. You know the game tag. Me and my friends back there were pro tag players. When we see people who look like they're good at tag, we challenge them to a game.
Oh! Papa is a liar.
because Anya can read his mind, so him trying to make it seem like it's all a big game, it's not going to work on someone who can read your mind.
If you go right down this street and turn right, you'll see a police station. Give this to a police officer there and you win the game. When they see this, they'll put her in a better orphanage. You got that? I'll rework the mission. Figure out a way to do it that doesn't involve a kid.
And mind you, he's thinking all of this, and she can hear it.
Pop!
Ready? Go! Hurry!
And then Anya starts running.
Not fit to be a spy? No. The mistake was endangering that child in the first place. How did I not see that? Making a world where kids don't need to cry. That was the whole reason I became a spy in the first place.
Oh. I understand Lloyd now. I understand everything. I understand it all. And Anya turns around while she's running and she sees Lloyd rip off his false face and walking away from her. And then light just shines down on Anya. Then we cut back to the abandoned building where those goons were.
Don't let that jerk get away! We're gonna drag him out of here and expose his face to the hole!
And then apparently one of them trips over a wire because apparently Lloyd set a trap for all of them. And it just starts filling with smoke.
What is this? Flour?
And then it shows one of the other henchmen getting knocked backwards.
Twilight!
Don't shoot! The whole place will blow! If you've seen Equalizer 2, then you know that flour can also be used as an explosive conductor. If used correctly, it can cause an entire area to explode. Ain't that crazy? The same flour you use to cook with, if it's set on fire, actually, maybe I shouldn't look that up. I don't want to be put on a list. Maybe. I don't want to be put on a list. I'm not going to look it up.
Twilight!
Don't shoot! The whole place will blow! As if I'd let peons like you catch even a glimpse of me. And Lloyd, using the smoke, using this flour as cover, proceeds to body every single henchman that was caught in it. With the head honcho, the boss, he's going,
Hey, you gotta be kidding me!
And then there's a gun pointed at the back of his head. Turn around and you're dead.
Twilight!
How's it going, Edgar? And how's Karen?
How do you know my daughter's name?
It's my job, Edgar. That's what spies do. I know her height, her weight, her shoe size, her favorite foods. I know how many moles are on her body. I know it's nothing compared to you, but she's involved in plenty of criminal activity.
You're out of your mind! My daughter would never!
Edgar, I know how much you care about your daughter, so I'll tell you what. If you want her to have any semblance of a normal life, you leave me alone. And yo, I like Lloyd. I like Lloyd. I like Lloyd. I like Lloyd. If you understand, then go straight home. And then it cuts to Lloyd walking out of the building, and he notices that Anya really didn't go where she was supposed to go. She just hid behind a phone booth that was just outside of the building he was in. Anya?
Papa! Papa!
How did you... what are you doing away from home? As for me, I came here to shop. Looks like they're out of business, though.
Papa's a really big liar. I was playing tag with strange men.
Sounds dangerous. I see. Was that fun? And then Anya just grips onto his leg.
It was a little scary. I want to go home with you, Papa.
And then Lloyd is just kind of silent about it. And goes, Are you sure about that?
If you leave me again, I'll cry.
And then he thinks back to when Frankie was talking about how she's been fostered out in return. She's been fostered out in return 4 times. And then Lloyd pats her on the head and goes, All right, let's go home. And then it cuts to them going home. But we need to move. That apartment is dangerous. I found a poisonous snake in there yesterday.
I don't like snakes. Papa's the world's biggest liar, but he's a cool liar. I want to live in a castle.
If we see one on sale. But after we move, you need to study. This time, you'll just need to remember the answers. It'll be easy. Then it cuts to a classroom. You may begin the test. And it shows that Anya's in this room as well. Please, Anya. I know you can do this. And Anya is using her abilities to listen to the voices of all the children around her when kids are going,
This is so hard. I don't know any of these. Eeny, meeny, miny, moe.
I want my mommy. And Anya is desperately trying to think of the answers, and then she's thinking of when Lloyd was training her. And then she dutifully puts down her answers, and Lloyd is looking after the test is over. He's looking around going, K212, K212. There! You passed! Great job! Mission clear.
I did good?
You did very good! And then it shows Lloyd, holding her up in the air, but he's wobbling, and then he proceeds to fall back. Papa! I loosened up for a second, and the exhaustion got the better of me.
Don't leave me all alone!
And then Lloyd is like taken aback. Wait, me? Twilight? Loosen up? What the heck is going on with me? And we get back to their new home. And Lloyd is just passed out on the chair.
My papa's dead!
Special delivery! Is this the Forger household?
I'm Anya Forger.
Then I need you to give this to Mommy or Daddy.
There is no mommy.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Papa, you got a letter!
And she's slapping him in the face with the letter. But he's fast asleep. And seeing that moment of vulnerability, she just snuggles up with Lloyd. And then he immediately wakes up. Ah! What the? Are you trying to give me a heart attack? And now I'm falling asleep in front of other people. I have to pull myself together.
You got mail!
Mail? Must be from Eden Academy. And then Lloyd freezes.
What is it, Papa?
The second phase of the administration's process. A mandatory family interview. Both parents must attend with the applicant. Absolutely no exceptions.
But there's no mommy.
And that is the end of Chapter 1 of Spy Family. Oh, who showed up? Harsha. Hi, I'm for India. Welcome from India. Hope you enjoyed my little read through there. I got enough time to read the next thing, and because my food is there, I'll have to save Blue Lock for another session. I did say I was going to read the first chapter of Mashle, so I'm going to do that. How long is Mashle? How many pages? 58? Ah! Fine, we'll do it. This will be my last reading for today. I'll save Blue Lock for another occasion. So, Mashle, Magic and Muscles, Part 1. This is the magic realm. All who reside in this world can use magic at will. Thus, magic has become a natural part of everyone's daily lives. A gift believed to have been bestowed by God. Its importance is so great that one's level of mastery even determines one's social status. But deep within a certain forest, Mashle, Magic and Muscles. And we see a deer in this forest. And we hear someone go on like, hum, 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 hum. There is one who stands in opposition to the world's rules. Chapter 1, Mash Burn Dead and the Body of the Gods. And this dude is at high speeds lifting some massive weights. He's just like, he's just doing a whole bunch of puffs. And then he puts the weights down and he opens up a bag. Nothing like a cream puff after pumping iron. And then we cut to a house, and this old dude with a bald head, a marking on the right side of his face. I say right side, but this is my left side. On the right side, no, wait. It's on the left side of his face. Sorry, it's on the left side of his face. This may look like the right to you, but this is my left. And he has like a beard. My name is Rego Birddead. I'm a chic and elegant 75-year-old who lives alone with his son. When you get to be my age, very little bothers you. Naturally, over the years, I've acquired a number of healthy ways to combat stress. And we see the door rattling, and then there's silence. And then Mash. Yeah, Mash Burn Dead. Then Mash opens up the door by taking it completely off the hinges. Ah! Oh, hey, Pops. I'm back.
All you had to do was open the door, not rip it off its hinges.
I couldn't remember if I was supposed to push or pull, so I kinda forced it.
You mean broke it?
Sorry, Pops. I'll fix it.
No, that's okay. He's always so amenable after he screws up. As long as you understand what you did.
And then it shows Mash trying to put the door back, but he's kind of, I wouldn't say slow, but he's kind of having a hard time putting the door back in place. He's holding it horizontally when he needs to be putting it vertically, but he's still trying to force it. This dude is the exact person you would see trying to force a circle through a triangle hole. He's that type of guy.
Ah! You need to turn it! Turn it a little!
Weird. It won't go back in.
You've got it positioned wrong!
What was that?
Quit with the pounding, would you?
Mind you, he's answering and he still keeps trying to slam the door into the wall. Spit on the foundling?
Quit with the pounding, would you?
Spit on the foundling?
No!
And then Mash just proceeds to snap the door into the shape of the opening and just breaks the door completely. Oops. Sorry, Pops.
Well, yeah, he doesn't mean to do any harm, and he's so amenable. Forget about that for now. What about today's training routine?
Done and done. But there's something I've been meaning to ask you. Why do you have me do nothing but work out? And then Rego is quiet and goes,
Because you are. You're not like other people. Since you can't use magic, this is the least I can do for you. That's a story for another time.
Huh?
Anyway, I'm heading out. I know I've told you this countless times before, but you must never venture out into the city.
I won't.
You're a good son, Mash. So amenable. I'll return soon.
And then Rego leaves. And then Mash is standing there silently, and then he holds up this flyer for Goblin Cream Puffs special menu starting now, today only. And then Mash looks at it and goes, Sorry, Pops, but I can't ignore the call of an empty stomach. And then we cut to the city, where numerous people, especially people with like wizard hats, and witch hats, are walking throughout the entire town. And Mash is walking through it, but he's got a hood on. It's been a while since I've come here, and people are cooking, but they're also using magic to do all this cooking as well. And someone's cooking some what looks to be like parfaits, and another one is making beer, all done with magic. Couldn't they just do all this stuff by hand? I'll take 7 of the special.
Sure thing.
And he's at this goblin place where it's making cream puffs. And he hands over the change, but the change is physically bent. The change is just bent. It's just bent up. Oops. Guess I crushed them in my excitement.
But coins don't usually bend when you squeeze them.
Sorry. Let me fix that.
Did he say fix?
And then Mash just takes these coins and bends them right back into shape again. Does this work?
What? Whoa, what? That's seriously freaky. He just... Ah!
Thanks for waiting. Thank you very much. And then Mash's hood flies off, and then everyone sees him. And when they see him, they immediately stop. Sir, don't you have a... And then we cut to the police station. And someone's watching some news, or looking at a newspaper, that kind of functions the same way that Harry Potter's newspaper functions, you know, with moving pictures and whatnot. This year's divine visionary is Rain Ames, a second-year student at Eastern Magic Academy. You would think I recognize the name Easton since I'm watching the anime. This title is awarded to the student who demonstrates the highest degree of excellence over the course of the year. In addition to being elevated to the rank of nobility, recipients of the title are also gifted a grant of 1 billion lond. Furthermore, are also expected to for the country's future.
Must feel good, having all that talent. Then there are poor slobs like me, stuck living dull lives.
Please, forgive me. Forgive me already. So I swiped a little something for myself. It's no big deal.
You out of your darn mind? It's thanks to your petty crimes that I got more work to do. You're gonna stay like that until you learn to never cause me trouble again.
Then the phone goes off.
What is it? I'm busy.
Then he gets told.
Yeah? Some brat without a mark showed up in the city.
Wonder what everyone was... And then we come back to Mash, who's eating a cream puff. Wonder what everyone was all riled up about back there. Anyway, I'm glad I came. It was worth it for the goblin cream puffs. So yummy. And then Mash walks into an officer, and he kind of squishes his cream puff into his face. Oh, sorry. Hey! Can't you see there's an officer working here? I'm a proud member of the Magic Police, here to protect ordinary folks like you, don't you know? And do I get any thanks? No! My only reward is lousy bottom barrel pay! Maybe I ought to take all my stress out on you, huh, kid? Then there's silence, and then Mash just goes, would you like a cream puff? You seem like you could use it. This brat's treating me like some charity case. And it's already been chewed! As it shows a cream puff with a bite mark in it, and it's just kind of oozing out the side. You've got some nerve, bratty little punk! And he knocks the cream puff out of his hand and causes it to drop to the ground. Picking a fight with an officer? Don't you know I'm the law of this land? And what about my uniform, punk? And then Mash grabs his uniform and in one tug rips the uniform, like the front half of the uniform, directly off of the guy. I'm sorry about your clothes. I'll wash and return them to you. Wash? Return? You just destroyed them!
What's the problem, Terry?
And someone else walks in.
It's this kid, Brad!
Ah, Brad, that's his name. I forgot his name. Sorry.
The kid's got you squealing like that?
Brad Coleman. And he looks at Mash.
Is that him? The unmarked brat from the report? Is he seriously stuffing his face with cream puffs at a time like this?
And then all of a sudden, after Mash eats the whole cream puff, he suddenly gets yanked as it's Rego Burndead, who grabs and goes, "Please excuse my son!" And then there's silence from Brad.
This'll be a hassle, but I can't miss my one chance to hit it big.
And then we got back to the Burndead household in the woods as Rego goes,
How many times have I told you? Do not go to the city on your own!
I'm really sorry. It won't happen again.
He's really broken up about it. It's clear he regrets his actions. I can't stay mad at him. Well, that's good, I suppose. Just be more careful next time, all right? As punishment, you'll repeat this morning's training routine.
Okay. By the way, the rest of these cream puffs are for you.
Oh, thank you.
And then there's just this blank look on Rego's face. There's just this blank look on Rego's face. That always seems stupid to me. Like, how do you get in if you don't have a mother or a father? You just don't get in. If we're speaking about Spy Family, then you just don't get in. But back to MASH. We get Rego going,
He's so obedient. I expected his teenage years to be rife with arguments and mood swings and rebellious streaks. But he's so amenable that I feel like I'm getting off easy. He's reached the age where he'll want to leave the house. I've concealed him here, away from the city, thinking it was for his sake. But now the magic police have caught wind of him. I must act quickly.
Then there's a smash sound, and he looks over, and it's Brad and his crew, as they literally just make a hole They just make a hole in the wall as he goes,
Hey, geezer, where'd you hide that brat of yours?
This is bad.
and it cuts back to Mash, who has that same set of weights that's laying on top of his shoulders, and he's doing like a Cossack dance while he's working out. That's one way to work out your legs. And a squirrel is just watching this, and it's just dropped a nut. Dropped one of the nuts it was eating, looking in disbelief at what Mash is doing. And then he just drops the weight on the ground, going, 5 minutes is all I need when I put my mind to it. Time to head home for more cream puffs. And he has the workout gear on, and he puts his other clothes on. C stands for creamy, creamy cream puffs. R stands for... Push or pull? I forgot again. Guess it doesn't matter. And as Mash proceeds to put his hand towards the door, he hears a voice going,
You knew'd we'd come for the kid. That's why you'd hit him. That's why you hit him. Since the dawn of recorded history, magic has kept our world flourishing. Do you know why? It's because we expel the lowest of the low, those who can't use magic from the gene pool. It sounds harsh, but they're sacrifices for the good of society. Really? They weren't born with what it takes to survive anyway. Or should I say, they never should have been born.
and it shows Brad holding up Rego in the air, like with like a magic ring around his neck, like he's got his wand out and everything, and he's holding him up in the air.
I don't know what you're talking about.
And then Brad proceeds to slam him to the ground.
Sheltering the unmarked is a serious offense, old man. Do yourself a favor and hand the kid over to us.
I refuse.
And then a unseen force proceeds to hit Rego in the chest.
Tell us. Listen, just play nice and we'll let you off easy.
Never. I'll never tell.
Why are you so bad? Why are you so bad at
this? I'm sorry.
And apparently Rego's looking at a flashback, thinking of a flashback.
We don't need a failure like you besmirching our bloodline.
You can't even do something as simple as this. You're worthless. I was born a failure.
I'm sorry.
You're fired! You'll never work again!
As I grew older, I encountered failure after failure.
How can you even stand to be alive? If I were you, I would have killed myself.
I was unwanted. I considered taking my own life.
As it shows Rego in his past as a young man preparing to jump off, and then he hears someone crying behind him. And it's a baby.
This baby doesn't have a mark.
This must be young Mash.
You're just like me. For the first time in my life, someone needed me.
And apparently a baby Mash is, like cooing and happy to see Rego.
I made a promise that day.
And we're back in the present.
Spit it out already, old man.
Even if we weren't tied by blood, even if the whole world rejected us, I would always be a father to that boy. Run, Mash!
You stubborn old fool. Hey, the brat's gotta be close by. Find him.
Go on, Mash! Get out of here! Please, let my words reach him.
Pipe down, will ya?
And then Rego glares over and goes,
All that matters is that you survive. Run away!
My one and only. Last chance, old man, before I make you really regret this.
And before anything happens, Mash bursts into the building, forcibly slamming the face, head, and body of one of the dudes that was with Brad straight through the wall. And it shows Mash glaring at Brad, with Rego smiling.
Hey, punk! I haven't forgotten what you did!
And then he proceeds to take the guy. The same dude he ripped the front half of his clothes off from. He takes his shirt and rips it again. 2 uniforms in the same day. And proceeds to slap the guy with enough force to leave deep red imprints on his cheeks. Like he gets slapped and he's all like, huh? Then he gets slapped again and goes, huh? And then Mash proceeds to slap him over and over and over and over and over again. And since we've seen that this dude is not normal and he's strong, he slaps this dude into submission until the guy crumples at his feet.
Why? Why didn't you run, Mash?
Because we're family. You're all I've got. Sorry for being stubborn, Pops. But since I'm here, I might as well send you guys to hell.
What a joke. You think you can take me down without magic?
And then we have the big guy going,
What an idiot! Brad used to be on the Bureau of Magic Security Force. Even regular mages can't hold a candle to him. This magicless chump doesn't stand a chance.
I'll end this before you can count to 3.
And then Brad starts channeling up magic.
Now compass!
And he shoots out a blast towards Mash.
That's the spell he used to drive off the dragon back in his Bureau of Magic days. I can't believe I'm seeing it with my own eyes.
And it goes straight towards Mash, who just slaps it down. I love the way Brad's face is drawn. You know it's deadly serious where that person's face is shrunken in on their own face. He doesn't even have a mustache here. His whole face just shrunk in on itself in disbelief. And Mash is looking at it after slapping it down, and Brad is all,
huh? That was the spell I used to run off the dragon, right? The exact same one? The dragon spell, yeah? There's no way he deflected that. You put up a good fight, kid, but let's see you stop this.
And he starts charging up even more.
Magic energy's pouring out. He could destroy the whole forest. Brad, wait!
Now compass Diagoras!
And he proceeds to charge and launch it at Mash, who proceeds to swat it away. And Brad has that same shrunken in-face look once again, and now his eyes are closed. First it was all like, huh? And now it's all like, huh? Like, I can't even look at it. I'm in such disbelief. And then Mash is looking at him. And then Brad continues to throw more magic Mash's way. And Mash just proceeds to... And Brad is all like, dang it! As he's shooting off multiple blasts of magic. And Mash is dodging them. And then he proceeds to basically bunt one of these magic orbs. And he goes,
is this guy using his knees to reduce its momentum? Now he's juggling them.
And he's just literally juggling the magic, the now compass, Diagoras, around him.
And using them to show off his sweet dribbling moves.
And he starts dribbling the ball around. He starts dribbling, well, actually, I wouldn't say it's dribbling moves because he's not actually doing it. It looks like it's like soccer moves over basketball moves. And he's doing it around the guy whose shirt he just ripped off.
He's making a fool of me.
Pops, I'm gonna borrow your wand.
The heck? I thought he couldn't use magic. Not that it matters. Your everyday mage could never lay a scratch on me.
And it looks like Brad makes like a sigil in front of him to shield himself. And then Mash takes his arm and with high speed throws the wand itself towards Brad, which manages to streak across his face and cut across it. With Brad having yet another, these shrunken face looks for this series is just something else. As he's shocked that Mash didn't use anything magical, which I'm pretty sure he was trying to block, and it just streaked across him regardless. And the wand embeds itself into the wall. And Mash is standing there after throwing the wand, with Brad with a streak of blood coming down his cheek going,
huh? What was that? I've never seen anyone use a magic wand like that before.
Threaten my family again, and I'll kill you.
His training was only meant to teach him self-defense. How is this even physically possible?
And this is Rego saying this.
Either way, we're done for. Even if they leave, more will come until...
And then Brad starts laughing.
That was good. Let's make a deal, Mushroom Head. Do what I ask, and I'll let you and the old geezer slide.
What's the deal?
You see, we're a very religious country. Once every year, a single exceptional student is revered as one of God's chosen. They call him the Divine Visionary. All you'd need to do is enroll in magic school.
And Mash is just silent as Brad continues.
Think about it. If you're selected, that'll make you one of God's chosen. In other words, society's got no choice but to accept you. I just want the cash and prestige that comes with the title, which is why I'll back you up.
You expect us to trust someone who tried to kill us? Besides, that plan is absurd. Don't listen to him, Mash.
Huh. I can see why you might be skeptical, but if you refuse my offer, we'll never stop hunting you. And when I've got my sights set on you, the whole friggin' country does too. You're tough, kid. So maybe you can take it. But what about your old man? Watching him around the clock without a moment's rest? Never able to set foot in a city again? Well, the choice is yours. Will you spend your life being hunted like a dog, or seize this chance to turn society on its head?
And then it just shows Rego, it shows Mash, and Mash clenches his fists as he goes, "You got a deal."
Have you lost your mind? It's called magic school.
I'll be all right, Pops. I'm chock full of motivation.
Motivation isn't the issue here.
Besides, I want us to be able to live in peace.
You're such a good boy.
If this world won't allow that, then I've got no choice but to crush it with my fists. And that's the end of Chapter 1 of Mashle, Magic and Muscles. Mash really giving me Saitama vibes, he really is. Ah yes, your kid there is about 500 times smarter than insert smartest man in Spy Family, but they ain't got no dad. That's unfortunate. You can't come here. Yes, exactly how it is. But, ladies and gentlemen, like I said, I'm going to save Blue Lock for another time because I got food here and I got to eat it. I have to eat it. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. But this was me reading a whole bunch of manga that I don't cover on this channel. Kaiju number 8, Spy Family, Undead Unluck, and Mashle. I got to drink me something because my throat felt a little bit tough. And I don't want to strip my throat, so I got to be very careful. Because I need this for work. But this was me reading a whole bunch of manga. I really do hope you all enjoyed this 2-hour, almost 3-hour session of me just reading different types of manga that I don't cover on this channel. It was very fun. And it was fun reading for all of you. I may need to do another one of these polls so we can do something like this again. Maybe make it we react to stuff. We watch stuff. We watch some videos or whatever. We're going to need to do more of this. And hopefully, this will be the type of stream that many people would be interested in. Who are new to the channel as well. But overall, it was fun. I enjoyed it. Hope some of them you enjoy in your free time. Yeah, I'm definitely going to check out these all, because I got them saved as favorites. I might as well continue. I might as well continue all of them. It's Kaiju, Undead Unluck, Spy Family, and Mashle. I might as well. But you've been a wonderful audience. Thank you for sitting here with me for the past, I want to say, 2 hours and 55 minutes. And it is an immense honor and privilege to always be your entertainer. Looking forward to tonight's episode of One Piece, and also to tomorrow's chapters of My Hero Academia and Jujutsu Kaisen, because One Piece is on break. But that's all I got. Thank you for your time and your patience, because this was fun to do. And I can't wait to do something like this again some other time. Hope you all enjoyed. Can't wait to see you all in my next video. Like, comment, and even subscribe if you haven't already. And because I am always looking forward to entertaining you. So have a fantastic day. And once again, as always, later, peoples.